And yeah, then let's see. He will not play, he said. So we will probably see Zuppy, Max, Belize, and Pike played through all the day, and their enemies will be Yo, Jinghua, Paladin, and Lux. And let's take a look at the positioning and the civilizations. We have Lux with the Spanish flank. Super nice for me because I love to see him play the flank. So creative. Yo with a Hans pocket. Then we have Paladin at Tech pocket. And his flank will be Jinghua. I'm a bit surprised to see that. Normally it was China number 2 playing here with the Chinese. Is very close distance, as we can see. To Belize, who is Chinese as well. His pocket will be the Max Persian, so small advantage there compared to having the Aztec pocket. Zuppy with Hans and the pocket position, and Pike with the Spanish flank. Let me reduce the scroll speed a bit. And already 3 boars out here. 3 houses, I want to say. For Pike, looking at pop 20 here, building it just shortly before the boar is getting attacked. Not the longest distance here between the 2 Spanish flanks as well. So we might see some aggression here. Let's take a look at the spots from the flanks. Nice wood. 5-1 wood. That's untypical, I would say. Berries and gold close together, but very open and tough to wall. Open stone spot, and the other stone spot is far in the back here. So that one would be probably his choice if he wants to go for any tower aggression here. We have Pike having reasonable stone spots, gold spot in the back as well. So his map is way better. And yeah, indeed, nice spot there. The Max Persian pocket. That should be pretty interesting. If we try to compare that to Paladin, and we'll see what Paladin will do. Aztecs, as we mentioned every single time, it is a risky choice. If you have it as a flank, you're in a super strong position. If you have it as a pocket, kind of need to be a bit more on the creative side. Uh-oh, 4 HP here for Yo, but all good. Doing his typical, I will send, how many? I never counted that. That's 7 villagers on in the GC, doing 2 volleys, and then he only needs 1 more shot. And it's all good. Having the mill 1 tile away. Not super typical if you only send 4 on food, but yeah, that happens. Jinghua had 3 on wood and now added the 4th one, at least with the far away mill, and 4 on wood, and is getting the kill against Paladin here. That's a pretty good start for them. And let me see, did I miss any laming? It seems like that is running dry, and we have 3 boars here still, missing the laming on that right hand side. Small advantage here for Jinghua. It was lamed by Paladin, his flank, and that's why that's a bit surprising then. How did Paladin lame the boar and still lost his Ego Warrior there? We'll see about that. And no, Mr. Yo running second lumber camp. Jinghua, pretty strong Chinese build up here. 3 boars already upping 1 farm, and seems to be going for archers. Pretty crisp build, pop 22. Normally the perfect timing is 10-5, so he's 8 seconds under the perfect timing here. Pretty solid start. Perfect timing obviously for civilizations that don't have any bonuses, I want to say. Zuppy getting another deer in, and yeah, we will see. The most important thing will be to see how Paladin will play it out. And he will rush for his pocket, as it seems. Let's see how Belize will be able to react to that. He is getting another lumber camp up, but he is not on gold yet. So that looks, for now, as if he would go for some skirmishes here as the defense. Oh, now sending 3 on gold. That makes a bit more sense to me. Oh, but Belize scouts it instantly. Good for him. Not a single farm for Pike yet. Who will play an M&A aggression, as it seems. Having 2 villagers on gold. And at the same time, we see Lux doing the same. And right hand side now of archery range of Jinghua coming in. The Drush. I'm a bit surprised that Release didn't wall that. Oh, and this villager could go down if he isn't deleting the mill. First small victory here for Paladin. Well, actually, for that early stage of the game, reasonable victory. And Release needs some micro back there. I'm a bit surprised. I thought he saw the Drush incoming quite a while ago, but didn't react in time. Jinghua now around, just scouting this all out. And if Release is getting into a very defensive position here and has all his villagers walled, then archers could be pretty deadly. Are all the players in TeamSpeak? Yes, they absolutely are. Oh, let's see. It's tough to see. Gray and orange. So we'll see. Yellow is Lux and red is Pike. Trying to fight before the M&A upgrade of Lux finishes. Look at that. Losing everything and only one militia out for him. 4 on stone now for Lux. Wants to go for some aggression, but not sending a single villager aggressively just yet. Pike lost a lot of HP. Lux now with two eco upgrades and still finishing the M&A upgrade. A bit surprising to me. And Pike needs to fall back. He's going for an archery range. Probably wants to stay on some archers. Maybe then tower up. But we'll see how he will be trying to play this out. I'm honestly a bit surprised that they let Pike play instead of Rubenstock. But maybe just with the civilizations, it makes a bit more sense. At least very tight build up here. Not great positioning for that villager. And let's take a look. Jinghua continuing the team war together with Paladin. Maybe he will play a Drush into Boom. But that will be interesting. Yeah, maybe force Yo to go for a lot of stables. And hope that he gets some aggression done, maybe against the Max early on. Who's already on a pretty, map controlling way here. Up 1532, so that's 26 plus 2. Nice and early timing. Jinghua already out with the archers, and that's what I said before. Those villagers walled is nice against the Drush, but not super efficient when it comes to defending against archers. Building the tower, a weird place there. Kind of protecting his wood and gold, but not really. Like crossbows and castle age can do something here. Maybe over here as well. Not 100% sure if I like that tower too much. It's protecting bows, but not protecting bows 100%. We're just sniped here by Pike against Lux, who is now, I have no idea, maybe transitioning into Castle Age. He has a nice amount of farms. He's heavily on stone still. Look at that, 7 villages on stone. And Pike trying to run in there to archers, not trying to go under the tower, and loses his archer. 2 more villager snipes against Release. It's looking pretty good for SY so far. I would say nice aggression over here. Actually, that's the only side. And they're trying to continue with the team wall. Paladin after Thrush 1659. Pretty solid timing. And going for the early cartography. So he, as the in-game team leader, is taking the control into his own hands and trying to tell everyone what to do. Belize coming over with the archers, trying to defend against Paladin's Thrush. The max 1 TC added. Wouldn't be surprised to see his second one added pretty soon, because he knows he's playing against the Aztecs, and yeah, just getting some boom out against an Aztec guy who's probably booming as well is probably a good option. The meta at the moment isn't really set to see someone going for a Drush on his flank. Like, if Paladin would Drush for the flank and then go for some monks against the max, would be pretty interesting strategy, but I've never seen that before. So maybe something to take into consideration if you're one of the top teams and you're trying to surprise your enemies in Gold League. With the Aztecs pick and another creative strategy. 1 extra TC, 2 extra TCs. The max? Weird walls. Playing it with 1 extra TC for now. Overall villager count, pretty damn even everywhere. So nothing too special. At least trying to do some aggression here. Shouldn't get a single villager kill against Jinghua here. Max trying to be around with some knights. at least 4 villagers behind, so he would love to get some aggression done. We can see some stone walls of Jinghua. Remember, it's the SY Nationscup mod, so stone walls in Feudal Age only 900 HP compared to 1.8k like normally. Thank you so much to Fire Nation. And Zupi going for 1 stable, knights, no special upgrade. Those 2 stables actually. And militia coming over. Got 1 kill as it seems, or that's 1 militia down. Let's take a look, Zupi trying to get that TC up. Looks like he can. And yo, not finding any damage so far. Maybe some aggression against Pike, who is pretty low on army as well. But so is Lux. Everyone on the way to Castle Age or is already Castle Age, except Mr. Belize. Let's take a look at his resources and how far he is behind. Looking at I don't want to say weak, but I can call it not very high. 400 food at the moment. Oh, Yo gets 1 villager kill. At the moment, the KD of all the players pretty low. Oh, I did hear a gate being locked. Untypical move in midfield age. Still no damage down here against Jinghua. And to T-War, look at that. I had a discussion today with, let me think, Tito. And he said the mod is so good for entertaining games and so bad for the Chinese guys because they cannot really team wall. And oh boy, was he wrong. Yeah, everyone team walled, at least those 3. Looks still pretty far out, but he has 3 towers, is walled, is going for another stable and the blacksmith. So I will be super surprised if we don't see too many conquistadors coming out now. Oh, gets another kill. And you see a good move of Yo. He's not right-clicking the villager, but he's clicking, yeah, basically over the villager and then going back so he attacks him from the other side. You see that? He's always running past him and then attacking away from the town center so that the villager cannot hop in easily. Elise deleted his tower. And is building another one, yeah. Uh-oh. Looks like a misclick for sure. And that's weird, because I didn't like this tower in the first place, and now he's building the tower at the exact same spot. And especially because he is with... Uh-oh. Jinghua now sneaked some crossbows around. Where did those come from? I have no idea. But he's sending in more and more, and that will be some aggression. The max, where is the max? He is going for the 3TC boom here. Now going for the +1 defense. Jinghua is actually going towards the middle. Will snipe that villager, but that's it. At the same time, Jinghua will be able to do maybe 1 archer pick and then needs to retreat. Because the tower will be up, I would say. Gets a villager kill. That's even a bit better. And exchanges that against 1 of his crossbows. And now we can see how well this tower is placed. 9 range against a 7 range. I still believe like sitting over here is a very good option to block that wood spot. Jinghua now coming over. Should be getting cleared up quite easily here by the max. At the same time, we see 3TC boom and a lot of gold for Paladin, who is up by 4 villagers. He's getting a convert here. And at the same time, yo, not going too heavy into knights as well. Still no upgrades, and I hear some Kong shooting. Lurks, +1 defense and bloodlines, doing some nice killings now against Zupi. And that will be so ugly for him to play. He is going for bloodlines. Still no +1 defense. Jinghua is retreating, doesn't want to get caught here by Belize with the higher military count at the moment. Though actually, Jinghua has a higher military count, but some of the army is in the very far back, fighting against the max. Or actually, that won't be a real fight now. Oh, wait. Gets a kill. Should get 2, maybe even 3 knight kills. The max microing back. Look at that. His 2 weakened knights being microed back. The 3 with full HP microed towards the crossbows. And gets some nice kills here. And not a lot of losses. Pike going for +1 defense, but without bloodlines, and now trying to wall a lot as well. They want to go into the very long game, and if the game goes longer and longer, I believe Aztecs fall down in their efficiency. Especially if the whole team wall is being set up and Conquistadors and Knights are out. And those Eagle Warriors won't do much. The Max trying to continue with the team wall as well, and that looks pretty solid here for the Finns, I would say. That they will finish the team wall. At the same time, Zupi now trying to find in some damage, and that looks like an over chop. And uh-oh, that could be a lot of dead villagers here, and indeed, Lux will lose. I might say even all of them. Let's see if he gets some home. He gets one into the tower, but the rest could maybe die. Let me see. The prediction is one gets home. But let's see how well Zupi will micro that. At the same time, that's just some Conquistador action. And it feels like 3 will get home, but 2 more will lose their life here at the farms. So that's pretty heavy losses here for Lux, who is now down to 48 villagers. Compare that to the 58 of his direct opponent, Pike. Who's adding another TC as well. So going up to 4 TCs here, it seems. Crossbowman fight in the middle seems to be super even. And yeah. We are in for a very long game. We have Paladin on the way to Imperial Age. We have the Max on the way to Imperial Age. So he is playing it pretty counter style to Paladin, who will go for Eagle Warriors now, as it seems. But the Max will have Knights out and will go for Cavaliers as well. I believe the Aztec pick in this case not being, or at least countered pretty nicely. That I should say that. I fear that he won't do the greatest of damages. Yo, adding more stables is up to 5 and is up to Imperial Age. Completely missed that here. Pretty crisp boom. 40 Cs up and is now trying to go for the aggression. At the same time, Zupi is still in Castle Age and he is behind in villagers. Didn't do... Yeah, he did get some damage done against Lurks, but now Yo should have a pretty good timing if they don't get the stone walls up here. It looks like they're in a pretty good spot. Let me take a look all over the place. Some walls behind here. Absolutely needed because if the Conquistadors come, you cannot wall after that. And now trying to go for the aggression here. That will be an interesting spot. But the Max, indeed, I want to say, could come over here and help out. At the same time, the Eagles obviously will do some damage against the Release then, but Release did wall as well. So the team play here of the Finns absolutely on point. Trying to find another angle here is Mr. Oh no, how did that happen? Zupi! The Conquistadors and the Cavaliers now coming in. The Max will fight before his upgrades are finishing. He has only +2 and no Imperial upgrades on the Camels or Knights for now. Conquistadors doing major damage. Oh, and Release trying to wall here. He needs to get that done. Yeah, he's sacrificing a crossbow, but that was so needed. And the push continues. Zupi only now clicked up to Imperial Age. Cavalier Rush should be pretty brutal by Mr. Yo. Incredible boom by him. He went for only very few Knights. Lurks really having the great aggression there against Pike and was super safe against maybe the bit of overproduction here by Zupi. But now I feel the Max should have the perfect counter to all those Conquistadors and Cavaliers. Having so many Camels now coming from behind should be a bit more to the top. Is not getting the greatest hits in here. But Pike doing some damage as well. And yeah, the Finns are safe. Still, I would say SY at the advantage, especially because Release is struggling heavily now. That house only down to 600 HP. Eagle Warriors now with the +4, getting the +2 attack in as well. And Release is open here. What is he doing? Trying to re-wall one layer behind, but that's palisade walls. That's still open. There's no chance of Elise finishing that. Especially over here. Maybe he is. Let's take a look. We see Paladin going to the wrong side. Still 3 tiles to wall, but that's impossible to wall. Maybe if he gets 3 gates over here, but he's going in at the front anyway, so that was all for nothing. And Release will drop down and pop heavily now, and everyone needs to come to the other side. The problem is the Max now going for Cavaliers pretty late. because he needed to go for all the camels early on to defend against Mr. Yo. So not having the perfect counter here against the aggression. Belize in a world of trouble. More conquistadors here at the front. Legacy of Belize will go down. The monks obviously helping out quite nice as well. Still no plus for attack here for Paladin, but that's an upgrade that is obviously super costly. Need to go for stone first, but then increases the damage output of your eagles by a lot. Cavaliers now, I believe, focusing down the TC, and running back is a good option here for Paladin. Let's take a look if he wants to engage this. It seems like yes, but Jinghua is up to Imperial Age as well. At the same time, both Spanish players at the left-hand side are getting up to Imperial Age as well. Trying to break through here. No real defense by Pike. And the Max clearing up everything. The TC at the front died, completely missed that. But no defense against all the eagle raids here. And Belize suddenly looking down at a very weak POC 55 with only one TC. Only one TC. Yeah, 47 villagers only. And more Cavaliers coming over. Paladin upgrade for the Max and Yo on the way. Pike seems still like he's not reacting. Those seems more like panic houses. Now he sees it. What will be his reaction? He's waiting for the Max coming from the middle and helping him out quite nicely. Jinghua is continuing with the aggression, and Yo is just on a rampage, building Paladins all over the place, or soon to be Paladins. We'll see Pike. Second castle up, nice positioning. I want to see some walls here as well. Those spearmen obviously won't do anything against all those Imperial Age army here. Or soon to be. Garland was finally coming in for Paladin here. Zupi and the Max waiting for the big army. Zupi still not having the Paladin upgrade started. Only now going for the +4 defense. That will be ugly for him, and I believe Release is dropping down to 0 TCs. That's all his villagers he's axing. He is not doing a great job of trying to reboom. Where is all his stuff trying to send over villagers? But going down to 25 villagers now, and I think that should have been way more, and he should have sent back 40 in the back there. At the same time, Pike's still in some trouble, and having castles in his face, neutral gold spot and stone spot there in the middle. Pretty tough spot for him. The Max trying to play his heart out at the moment. Jinghua going for the camels, trying to defend against all the Paladins over here, and that's a nice competition they are going for then. Question is, where are all the eagles being effective here, since there's still so much team war? Probably needs to attack right hand side. Did endless amount of damage against Release, and did get that gate open as well. So pretty nice spot for him to continue with the raiding. Yo around, so they are playing the 3v1. Finally, Zupi is getting in the Paladin upgrade, but at the same time, Pike in a world of trouble here. Trying to micro like a madman. No Elite Conquistador upgrade coming in. Looks at the same time. Elite Conquistadors, eco upgrades, +4 defense as well. Another castle at the front. Traps out. They are just falling back. We'll snap down that castle of Zupi, and then what will he go for? I don't see him really transitioning into Cavaliers here, and that one tile here. If he only had stone walls behind, would have bought him so much more time. But Release now just trying to somehow get back into it. What a tough spot to be in here for the Finns. They're heavily behind in pop. Basically playing 3 against 4 players for a very long time now. But as I said before, the ad6 player in Imperial Age not the very strongest. He used his timing early Imperial Age beautifully though. So he knew, okay, there was a small window where I can do a lot of damage, and just used it to perfection. At the same time, where are the eagles going? I have no idea. Where are they going? Okay, the Max now trying to find a big engagement here together with Zupi. I think they should be able to clear that up. But at what cost? Paladin now coming in from behind there, trying to take the hill. Some camels here from Jinghua helping out, but not having a lot of attack. Paladin is getting not the reasonable of all engagement, but still okay, I would say. A lot of paladins here out for Mr. Yo, sending in some more from the side, and that's a nice amount of paladins coming from the side. I wanted to say the fight clearly going into the favor of the Finns, but now with Mr. Yo sending in 30 more paladins, it feels like it's more and more even. All the Arbalests cleared up, all the Eagles cleared up, so that's the fight that Finland needed, but maybe they needed even more. At the same time, we see Pike holding, but only with big losses. Now open here at the front. And we see Zupi. Where's his production? Still having a lot of troubles. Having this castle at the front, going down to very low HP, being denied out of his gold spot here. Beautiful play here by the SYs, and pretty strong aggression. Now going for pure camels. Here's Jinghua going for the +2 attack. Finally, the Max needs to retreat, and I believe the GG might be coming in pretty soon. It's not looking good on the left-hand side. Luke's push is just relentless here against Pike. He was just trying to out-micro it. Needs to switch on to Halberdiers now. He's going for chemistry. Should be getting a reasonable fight, but will be tough. At the right-hand side, we still see the big push. The Max is playing his heart out, like I said before, but now getting the raids in, not getting those walls. Let's take a look, maybe with the third attempt. Well, some Eagles are not too important, especially because there's still so many weak walls close to it. So, yeah, wanting that for a small second. But the camel push continues. Is there something of another aggression of Paladin coming in? Or is he just staying on mass Eagle Warriors for now? Pike needs to retreat. He needs some help from Zupi, but Zupi needs to control the middle areas. The Max now winning, and he is looking at a strong 46 military. But look at that, all the SY players in the 30s to 50s when it comes to military. Pike losing another castle, and then we are very close to the trade. Lux is pushing in here. This looks like the first win for our SY players. Probably the favorite in this whole tournament, getting seed number 1. The Finns at that one point had seed number 2, but did not perform too great in the group stage. And now looking to go down 1-0 in this only best of 5. Conquistadors now in the trade. 45-minute game, and we felt like this game could go very long, but I feel that if the Max isn't doing the greatest clear up here of all times, this has to be over. And let's take a look at the trade cards. It is looking pretty even for now, but the production will completely be stopped. There's no chance of destroying that. And the GG! Elise is typing it first. The guy who died the earliest. Pretty tough spot here for Elise. Getting the Drush in and then playing against the archers. He did defend quite reasonable in Castle Age, I would say, but then having the big problems early in Imperial Age when the Max was helping out at the left-hand side, and Felice absolutely needed to hold, but could not finish the Stonewalls in time. GG! SY leading 1-0. Updating the scoreboard. And take a look at the achievements. Max, nice KD. Please, not so much, but that's what we all covered there in this very game. Yo, very early Imperial Age if you compare that to Zupi, who went for a small military. As you can see, look at that. Yo, very slim, only built very small amount of knights, and Zupi went for way more, but couldn't really do the damage against Lux, who was nicely towered up. He did get 10 villager kills at one point, but Lux just having a smoother transition there than Pike. I'm not streaming Brazil versus Vietnam anymore. I will stream the Rex. I hope that's fine for you. And I will stream the Rex today. Nili, did you postpone all your work to Sunday night again? No, we are in summer holiday, so 6 weeks of free time. So I don't need to work today at all, nor the upcoming like 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, so they will get room stock in now. Room stock, Pike, Zuppy, and the Max. So no release here. Let's see what the home map will be. They will pick Black Forest. Interesting stuff. Nice, 6 weeks everyday streaming. Well, I'm not streaming every day, but streaming quite a bit, I would say. Streaming every Nationscup game, but yeah, if you noticed, I will be in Cologne covering the event at the Gamescom. So I won't stream on my personal channel for 1 week, but on the Microsoft channel. And so, Black Forest. Guys, write in the chat, please, what do you expect of the best 4 civilizations? Always, it's played on Explored, yeah, indeed. So, team, I believe Spanish is not an option, is not debatable. So, Spanish, Celts, Mongols, Persians, Saracens, something like that. Some teams like to pick Aztecs as well, especially with the newer version of Black Forest here. Aztecs are getting stronger. Turks is not really an option. They are way too weak against Mongols, Celts, actually against all of the civilizations. I believe Turks are pretty bad. Especially, like, I would, if I was Finland, I would prefer to pick Turks over when I was SY. I think if SY picked Turks, it's just super bad. Koreans is not a super unreasonable pick, especially on AOC. With still all the ranged advantages for DSO. But then you cannot have like Celts, Mongols, and Koreans. Because then you only have one Paladin civ. So then you basically, if you go for Koreans, you have to cut out Mongols. And you have 2 bomber bomber tower civilizations. Not unreasonable as well. It's interesting, and it's a lot of mind games. Is there any reason in case the map is bugged? Yes. If the map is bugged, there will be an admin restart. And yeah, no one loses their restarts. 4 times Turks. Yeah, you're not allowed to pick a civilization twice. And remember, every team has 1 restart as well. Uh-oh, Shine. Promoting another channel here. You're so far away from getting a ban. Is this the first Black Forest game in Nationscup? No. Finland already played Black Forest against China EMA in the group stage. And China EMA looked very weak. Doodle. No Black Forest tournaments. Well, I believe there were some, like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's looking brown. It should be bronze. Like I have 3 months bronze, 6 month silver, 1 year gold. But it's looking more brown, yeah. Okay, speculate 30 seconds. I could have shown you the game room all this time. Oh, maybe overlapping. And yeah, then let's jump into game number 2 here. It will be SY against Finland on their home map. And let's take a look at the civilizations. We were partly wrong, guys. And partly right. Or mainly right and partly wrong. We see them playing with Mr. Yo's Mongols. His pocket will be at 6. Mr. Jinghua, that's interesting. Paladin is playing the Celts. And we see Lux with the Spanish. No surprise there. The Max playing the Aztec flank. We have Zupi with the Mongols. Celts for Ruben Stock. And Pike is playing the Spanish. Thank you so much. And
when will be the next Hippo series? Nearly Hippo.
Nearly Hippo. The next Hippo series, I would say either in the break of Nationscup, like final stages till the LAN finals, or after the LAN finals. So I would say end September, early October, or early November. For now, focusing on Nationscup completely. We have 4 games every week. And I believe in 3 weeks we have like round of 32 in Silver League, all great teams. So much to cover at the moment and not really time, but thanks for the interest. How many percent do you give Finland overall to win? Before the series I would have given them a solid like 25%. After now being down 1-0 pretty convincingly, still SY with their home map. Obviously have to be reduced, maybe like 20 to 15%. We'll see about that. And yeah, we see Lux on the now. Look at the Max having a villager up the front here. What the actual F? Sending the villagers so aggressively. Wow. Trying to go for the fight here, having 2 villagers at the front. Not really sure if you want to take that. So close to the GC of Lux here. And indeed he's retreating. Just taking some damage against the scout here of Zopi. And I believe they need to retreat. That's a fight that the Max can never ever take. What's going on here? Pike getting nice aggressive walls up. Not 100% sure why Yo didn't contest those at all. Now has a situation that he might face some Conquistador ratings. Won't Saracens be a good pick in Black Forest? Why not them? Well, they aren't that great against Celts and against Mongols. Like in tight choke areas, the Mamelukes won't perform too well against all the SO shots. That's a big problem. If you can fight open areas, they are a bit better. Oh, Roomstock now on the verge of losing a villager, but Yo realizes, okay, the GC is too close. I need to fall back. Let's take a look at the new Black Forest map. We said more openings. It is a bit, yeah, bigger paths overall. You can see more villager fights being possible if you want to go for that. And we always have the trade going from one side to the other. So that's a bit clear. It's having more fair trade. This one is, yeah, closer to the edge. Maybe a bit of a disadvantage here for the SY guys, not having the same lengths on the trade. Spanish obviously only counting on the 33% better trade bonus. That just means you can have so much more pop in general in Imperial Age. And yeah, additionally you have Paladins and Bomber Towers, so makes a lot of sense to pick them here. And I would say probably the pick number one, not the best 1v1 civilizations, but in a team game situation, absolutely the strongest. Or Shizzle. Spanish trade bonus OP indeed. We don't have any lakes on this Black Forest version, and I believe no extra boars as well. So it became way more fair overall. And we should be in for... what? Oh, who's that going to fight here? The Max going for the crazy walls. Can he get those done? Needs to ball that tile, and no, he's not. Yeah. Getting the scout though should be an achievement that he could have went for. He's going back now. And 6 can have Palas. Who did chat? Okay, it was a small pause, nothing major. Looks like a mill over here, still trying to get a lot of the walls up. Nice aggressive walls by Roomstock here, controlling a lot of the area. The Max still super aggressive here. Let's take a look. Overall KD very low. And everyone 21 to 23 villagers, so that's pretty close. Yeah, and Mr. Yo upping here. And what does that mean? Where is he going to attack? That's not a fast castle build, is it? 3 on gold? Not on... Well, he got 2 deers in, but no farms. 8 on wood. That's not a fast castle build. Having to wall with 1 villager here at the front. I'm surprised. Oh, big villager fight over here still. Max did send more, is now getting his first kill. Surprising that looks. Oh, now lost the second one. Max trying to micro back. We see Pike being around. Mr. Yo, everyone is going over here. And it's just getting crazy. Another villager going down over here at the top. Looks trying to micro one at the side. The Hippo will take over the teams. And the Max needs to retreat. Let's take a look. Overall villager amount. Eagle's helping out and Luke's not walling that villager. So he loses 4 villagers already. Or make that maybe 3 and a scout. And a lot of idle time here in addition. The Max making this game very scrappy. Fair walls over here. And now Lux is reaching the feudal edge. And it is a fast castle build indeed. And he will lack food. He will lack food, guys. You heard it here first. And I'm a bit surprised how this is going to be. And I hear another wolf at the left hand side indeed. Nice. There is surround headset really helping out here. And the Max trying to take another engagement. No. And seems like they agreed on the walls over here. Wow. Okay. That will be tough for the Max in the long run. He is only now up. We see Lux still not clicked. 26 villagers here. And he will be heavily behind. Yo, at the same time, idling his CC for quite some time. And as you can see, he sold food and bought wood to get up here. I believe 2 more farms were needed. Or maybe just another villager more. I'm a bit surprised by his up timing. And look at that, for example, let's compare him to... no one really to compare him because he's still the fastest to castle age. Pike is going for only 2 on stone. So that will not be... yeah, any conquistador aggression. He will just stonewall a bit. Jinghua, now we can see that 39 seconds behind, but 3 more villagers. So 1.5 more villagers for Jinghua here, who's playing it out of the pocket position. And he is going for a Monk Rush, which is scouted by Pike. And indeed, you can see the X on the minimap as well. He knows Monk Rush is coming in. Yo, having a villager at the front. Is he maybe going for a tower or something? Not for now. And Pike needs to get his stone walls up. 1 layer, nice. 2 layers, better. And yeah, I've played against guys on Black Forest which went for 10 layers of stone wall. So absolutely an option here. And absolutely would advise Pike to just go for 3-4 layers. It will absolutely not hurt and gives them a reasonable advantage, unless we see Jinghua cancelling his Monk Rush nice and early on, but let's have to transition to that. Let's take a look what Mr. Yo sees. Does he see the stone walls? Yeah, he does. And he's doing some fake stone walls here at the front as well. He's building 1 extra TC, 2 extra TCs, and okay, Jinghua was at 6 as well. And so that was only half a villager from what I said before. Maybe Jinghua didn't have the greatest build up ever as well. The max 18-4 castle age timing. Lux will even be later than that. It's going for wheelbarrow here. And weird walls. Weird walls. Stable now here at the front. And that's more of a scrappy game. If you compare to other Black Forest games where you sometimes see a small villager war and then the transition into the boom. We'll see at least 1 aggression here by Jinghua. Lux is going for another layer of walls. I'm normally the guy that can absolutely be debated. If my enemy is stonewalling, I will just leave it open. But yeah, looks more on the clever side. And he's going for conquistadors as it seems. Going over here. What? That's a bit surprising. I would have thought he would go for conquistadors over here. But yeah, his castle age timing is just so slow. Wait. Yeah. Idling villagers still. Look at that. That's just a horrible start for him. 4 villagers down. And I believe now with that amount of farms could drop food. Oh, that's just horrible for him. Very, very late. Now it's dropping food. And the aggression comes in. 3rd layer for Pike. Could maybe even going for a 4th one here. And let's take a look. That's no straggler over here. So cannot really cut that. Roomstock still very aggressive into... What? Look at that. Paladin! Having his knight trapped on that side by 1 weird wall of Roomstock. Could have just ran around, but got out on the wrong side. Roomstock still having a sneaky villager here. 2040 castle age timing by Lux. It's looking good for Finland, I would say. Jinghua putting himself quite far behind against all those stone walls. Should be transitioning into 3TC boom now as well. But for now playing at 1TC, and that will be super inefficient. Not putting another monastery, that's something very good I would say. And Pike is looking at 3 layers of stone wall. Is sending more villagers on stone as well. And question is, do you want to go for fortified one or do you want to go for another castle maybe? He is going for more layers of normal stone wall for now. Looks trying to get some stone walls up as well. And Roomstock just going for the boom. Not the greatest one though. So be looking at 50 villagers, therefore leading the overall villager count. Yo, at 3 TCs here and building some blockhouses. Lux, Klingeling, reaching castle age here and is going for the monastery instantly. That's super surprising to me. Why is he building a monastery there so early on? He's building 1 extra TC now and we'll be dropping a castle pretty soon. At the max should be in a fine position. Look at his amount of gold. Is he maybe looking into Imperial Age? Why is he having like 8 villages on stone for ages now and still not having a single monk out? I'm getting confused a bit. Fortified wall here, and yeah, that just has to be so depressing for Jinghua. Question is, do you really want to build more mangonels now? That won't do too much, and one villager is enough with the Spanish bonus to get all those walls up. Through 2 layers of stone wall, somewhat happy. Yeah, through 2 layers of stone wall here, but 3 more layers here. Yeah, Pike absolutely safe for now, building a 4cc. And yeah, then we will see how we are transitioning into... Oh, look at that, Luke's building the castle with 1 single villager. That's a pretty interesting move. Luke's going for the university as well. What is Luke's doing? Oh, fortified wall as well. Okay. Jinghua on the way to Imperial Age. Playing his 1TC push. Probably will go for redemption and block printing. Just trying to keep it open here. But not 100% sure if that's the best scenario, in all honesty. Because he is having the early push here. And having the Mongols player behind to, as we all know, take some time before he can get onto the very strong army. Especially against, yeah, if you compare that with the Celts or a Spanish player. So I'm not 100% sure if cutting at the side where the player is who needs the most of the time is the best idea here. But yeah, we will see how that will play it out. Luke's now going for the fortified walls. Although those will be down. But maybe we can go for another. We can still hear that knight chopping down. That villager got killed off Roomstock. And yeah, looks all super solid. Roomstock, obviously a good friend of mine, super experienced when it comes to late game scenarios. A great pick. Release more of the 1v1 Arabia players, so that's why they exchanged him there. Yo, trying to go to the other side. That's interesting. Normally you would expect the castle over here in those areas if you wanted to push against Pike here. But maybe it's just some continuing random aggression. Now going for an aggressive Aztec castle. Oh, not the greatest strategic choice if you ask me. Yeah, can build some traps out of it, but won't have any protection then if the trap is sitting over here. The castle won't really help. Not enough monks out as well. Castle in general for Aztecs pretty weak. So, not 100% sure. At the same time, 2 monks cleared up here. Look like one of the mags, one of Paladin. Trying to get the convert now against Paladin, but he's deleting. Delete hacks! Delete hacks here by the mags. 100% confirmed. Guys, could someone post it and send it to Chris? Okay, we see a defensive castle now for Pike. And now the short moment of satisfaction for Jinghua when he gets through and runs into another layer of stone walls and a castle behind that. But at the same time, I believe I see Pike not up to Imperial Age. Jinghua now going for block printing. Should have redemption or research. Not 100% sure. Didn't miss that for now. We can see the max. He's going for redemption. Oh, but Lux already has atonement. The max does not, and he's deleting his monks as quickly as possible. So Lux with the same delete tag. Good job by him. Well bought hack. One more stone walls. I actually would have focused those 2 villagers on finishing that area of the wall, but for now all good. Pike will go for some bombard cannon defense and yeah, Roomstock I believe with some onagers out. They won't have the greatest range, I agree, and against 12 range monks it will be pretty ugly, but still. I think after we will see 1-2 big shot and that will be it. Pike isn't up. Now he just clicked. Oh, losing his own monk. Ram down to 3 HP. Now trying to go in. But will not really do anything here, I would assume. Roomshot going for onagers. Not 100% sure what's the most important upgrade now and how important siege engineers are for him. Trying to set up the markets now. Absolutely reasonable timing. You want to do that early. You never want to get into the phase where you run dry on gold. Someone explained me what's the point of Lux going monks as well. Well, we could ask an experienced arena player for that. But sadly, I don't know anyone. Yeah, he just went for atonement and did try to counter the max push because he probably wasn't expecting... the max wasn't expecting Lux to have monks, so he would never research atonement. So maybe Lux just felt, okay, if I can get like 4 monks, get 1 round of converts in, force maybe some deletes, and then he can set up the stone walls again, then yeah, his defense was quite successful. Mangonel defense now. Jinghua will lose those Mangonels, or maybe only 1. And Roomstock well set up. Zuppy even coming over to that side. Not 100% sure if I like that too much. Roomstock SO, and that's just a beautiful team play here of the Finns. And that's what I'm expecting off of them. Just going over all the sides, fighting at all positions when it's right, doing the pressure, and they still have a reasonable aggression here towards the middle. So we will see how that will go. Pike will lose his castle now. Cannot really repair against 3 traps. And now Mangudai is coming in. Let's see how well Yo will be able to micro against 4 SO though. And some Mangudais of Zopi out as well. I believe that castle of Jinghua will probably not finish unless he gets a lot of nice converts out. But he is well set up. Should be splitting his monks now. Yeah, the problem, Dracont, is that Lux was kind of out of the game before that as well. And he lost 4 villagers, had a very bad uptiming, and yeah, maybe should have asked Paladin to go for something defensively, but he was just super scared. Okay, now the first converts against CSOs. Let's take a look. Zupi's trying to go in. Should be focusing down those monks. First SO shot. And is Roomstock having herstory here? Seems like it. I didn't see any converts yet. Now getting the SO shots done. All the monks going down as well. And it is stuttering quite a bit. Roomstock now retreating. And indeed, looks like Roomstock already researched herstory. Pretty nice move by him. Not losing any SO to the enemy. Paladin now coming in with some Vote Riders, having his castles all set up to the left hand side. And suddenly, Pike needs to hold over here. Mangudai defense, and I might even reduce it to an even smaller amount. And Pike not really getting onto any army here. Cavaliers now out. And so it seems for a moment that both teams without any paladins. Pike a bit slower. Max continuing his aggression, and that's pretty close to being open, I would say. Over here it is actually open, at least you can get into that area. Yeah, so Lux just buying time. He is 40% Imperial Age. At the same time, Zupi trying to hold over here. Vote Rider rating stop for now. Someone explains to me how an Onager commits sorcery. Well, Wood has feeling as well. Yeah, but the Bombard Cannon makes more sense. We can agree on that. Game's still very laggy. 25% now. And that seems like a pause now. Not 100% sure. Ah! Okay, it is Europe against Asia after all. Some Rams would be super good for the max. Or maybe some SO shots. Roomstock could cut easily here, could cut easily over here. That would be probably the perfect cut. Barracks out now. But at the same time, still, Pike in a bit of trouble. Losing his main gold spot as well. Let's take a look where his other gold spot. He has one extra gold spot over here, but only 3 villagers on it. That mining camp got sniped, and that gold spot is running dry pretty soon as well. Not the greatest spot, I would say. That Pike is in now. He's getting some stone and gold up. Let's take a look. That castle will fall. The trap will fall as well. SO shots not around. Roomstock trying to cut to take a better engagement. But Yo not having the numbers like Zupi has. Some converts helping out here. SO shots at the side. And that seems like the Finns will get the great defense here. Yo needs to micro back against all the SO now. Big shots against the monks. Will survive an SO shot for now. Having over 70 HP here. Cavaliers now coming in. Yo needs to retreat. Boat riders out of position. And the Finns in a good spot here over at the left hand side. In a reasonable spot at the right hand side. As I said, still missing some siege. The SO shots not the greatest spot so far. Roomstock obviously needed to micro quite a bit over here. The hold at the left hand side was a bit more crucial. Losing the trade triggers you. Yeah, Monk surviving his O shot. Funny indeed. Okay, the Max getting more and more converts, therefore more and more outposts. Pike finally with the Paladin upgrade. Looks still very far behind. Having his start market, but using the one in the back here. It's not the greatest trade for them. Maybe they should consider cutting a bit more. Quite a leggy game and nice army composition now on the left hand side for all of our Finnish players. Right hand side, the push continues. Roomstock trying to free up some more space. Trying to go for the trap defense now. Strong Jaguar warriors here by the Max, exactly the unit he needs against castle, conquistadors, monks. Pushing further here, and there's not a lot of defense. And look at that, Jinghua seems to be heavily housed. Look at that, 98 out of 75. And where is he building his houses? At the front again. He is housed now, and he will be housed in 3 minutes again. I believe that's not the greatest. Yeah, he had some idle villagers there at the front. And yeah, they kind of will try to defend here anyways, but that's more of the spot where they will get pushed. Jinghua only now going for the wheelbarrow. Not the greatest eco for him so far, even with that stacks. Indeed, Mango Dice now out. We still see Lurks not having the Paladin tech, only now going for Cavaliers. Trying to snipe down the monks first instead of the traps, something we don't see every day. Traps down now. Still a lot of monks here for the Max. Looking at a strong 80 HP there. Mr. Yo needs to hold right hand side. Where is the SOs from Paladin? He did go for the Vote Riders. Oh, that's Paladin's market still. Oh god, that's so ugly. At the same time, push at the left hand side. Paladin is trying to hold, going for siege ramps over his O for now. The Max going for onagers as well, and that's such a deadly composition here by the Finns. Paladin, delete Mango Dice. SO, nice amount of traps as well. And the push continues. Still a lot of army left behind here that I want to see at the front. But right hand side is looking good for them as well. Finland in a very good spot, I would say. Don't know why they don't split the streams. VNS will split a really strong game. Yes, it is really strong, but it's overlapping with 2 games, with this one and with Canada against Frantic. So, yeah. will obviously go for the Tomb games instead of one. But I will cast the Rex at 17 or 22 GMT. We will see a lot of Sling now coming for Lux, who's now finally going for the Paladin upgrade. And I believe the Vote Rider choice here of Paladin did not pay off. Only now still without the specialty Chaotic Furica, and only now going for the SO upgrade a bit late. Trying to cut further and further, and as I said before, look at that Jinghua again, 110 out of 90, and he's dropping houses again. Such a weird spot and bad decision making by him in that small regard there, but yeah, should be floating quite a lot of resources. SO shots pretty nice here against the Mango Dice, and look at that. Max continuing. What is he? Is he building the Jaguars against the Boat Riders? That's so weird. Finally delaying the market here. And now building houses into the trade. Oh, another not too great spot. Going for light cav now. Here's Mr. Lux having one of his main gold spots here. Or even 2 gold spots being taken away from him. At the same time, the push is looking over at the left-hand side. And it feels like Finland can equalize it out here. So you're trying to go for the defense, but not having the greatest amount of numbers here. And HP upgrade finished for Paladin. As you can see, the Celts are not going for chemistry to have the higher arrow rate or like stone throwing rate for their projectile rate. Projectile speed. Now I got it. Projectile speed for the Celts, or for any onager is higher if you don't research chemistry. So if you don't want to go for bombard cannons or for bombard towers or something, you don't go for chemistry here if you build SO in the first place. Zupi now trying to defend here. Reasonably big engagement. Where did all the monks go? Did I miss one big shot here? At least I was showing it, but sorry for probably missing that. Where is the max army? He's only down to 30 military, so lost everything here without me noticing. Sorry for that. At the same time, the push continues over here. Yo is in a world of trouble. Needs to have some paladins over here at the left-hand side. Bomber tower push continues. Jinghua now going for elimination. An upgrade that you normally do a bit earlier. Let's take a look. Is Lux maybe able to defend here? Not looking too great for him for now. Trying to get the bomber tower defense up, trying to crawl back into his main gold spot and some stone. Roomstock doing some aggression. Yo will lose that castle on the left hand side, but the most important thing is this left hand side, and look at that. Jinghua not learning from all the mistakes he done before. Still feels like he needs to build more houses and is building them at the front again and again. He would have had beautiful spots over here, but don't ask nearly. Mr. Yo still has 5 castles, but that will shrink down to 4, maybe even 3 now. And then the Mega Drive production will get pretty dicey. He is looking at 40 military for now. Jinghua only at 8, and this push is continuing. We can see Paladin now going over and building some Halberdiers. Obviously not the greatest unit pop efficient wise. Beautiful cut, look at that. We see... Where did the Manglites? Oh no, they were over at the right hand side. They were just trying to find some damage on the left hand side. Jaguars now. And the Max is going for SO. So the push is stopped over here. Yo with all his Manglites was able to help out. But at the same time he's just losing so much. Paladin not in time to really help out. He is now going for the Halberdier SO composition. So reasonable composition when it comes to cost efficiency. But pop efficiency is something you absolutely need to take care of in those long BF games. You don't want to have Halberdiers most of the times, because they just don't win a 1v1, even if they are very efficient when it comes to the usage of the resources. Castle now of the Max going down at the front, and it feels like Lux with very little army is able to hold here, trying to get up to higher pops, but as you can see, still struggling quite a bit. Paladin the only one who is really at the pop limit here, and at the finish side we see everyone being set up reasonably well. Trade looking reasonable for both teams, I would say, and Yeah, maybe a bit better for the Finns being set up there, but oh, and it's not looking too great here. On the other side, let's compare that. Going a bit smoother. Could lose that house. Could lose that siege workshop. But overall, I would say pretty smooth. Oh, Zupi could delete some houses as well. Okay, let's take a look. More SO shots over here. Paladin is rushing in, trying to snipe the SO of Paladin. And those SO shots at the side could maybe do some. Ooh, getting both kills there. Well done. And Mr. Yo's losing more and more ground. So only 3 castles. Mangudai is so efficient here against those SO. Paladin's finally coming over from Lux. Right hand side here, they seem like they stabilized a bit. And they're pushing here as well. Uh-oh. Maybe, just maybe, SY can make something happen here. It felt like the Finns were pushing so much better here on the left hand side and at the right hand side, but they kind of ran out of steam. Still very high populations, nice military amounts, I wanted to say, but actually only Zupi in the 60s, the rest not even higher than 30. Really need to retreat here and need to get those numbers up so that they can get onto a big force. Rooms are cutting all the map, and yeah, they're getting advantages on so many sides here, but they're not having the big push at the moment. And SY, that would be super impressive to me if they, being down so much, are able to push down those flanks. Mr. Yo, just think about it. That was the starting TC. Losing so much ground here. It's now pushing back with all the rams. Zupi needs to get more Mangudais out again. We don't see the real numbers of Pike. Look at that, 18 military only for Pike. What is happening here? Pike lacking gold, not really having the production and this amount of wood and food. That's not looking too great by him, I have to say. Not really impressed by how many paladins he's getting out. Pop limit here with only 20 military. Way too many villagers on wood and food, and that's something he has to know. He should be experienced enough. Zupi, complete suicide here against SO and all those bomber towers. I'm not 100% sure what is he trying to accomplish here. Sniping 2 SOs but losing most of his Mangudais, I want to say, but still no ballistics by Lux, and he's going into the trade. I thought like at least 8 Mangudais should have died here, but actually that's so much better than I would have expected, only because Lux is still missing ballistics. At the same time, Zupi is going in, but Lux should be denying that. And that maybe was the reasoning why he had that timing and what's going over there. Some killing of the farms, not really super efficient. Monks out, a lot of SO out for the max. Trying to go for some raids, I believe. Lux and Paladin should be able to clear that up. At the same time, though, we can see some trade cuts going down here at the right-hand side. And the Zupi is continuing. And left-hand side looking good for Yo. Very interesting game. 3-pronged attack. As I said, Lux is pushing back here on the left-hand side. Monk's trying to go for some raids. Those Jaguars won't do much in this game. And those Mangudais cleared up. It looks like the SYs are playing this quite nicely. 4 castles back for Yo. This castle could fall, then we are down to 6 for Zupi, but for now, what Roomstock wanted to go for a full rampage over here, it seems, and just killed 10 of Pike's villagers. That actually was the best of Roomstock's moves that he could do for Pike here, killing a lot of his villagers. Pushed here in the middle pretty nicely, still in danger is the trade. Lux only having pop 142, but he has 40 military for now. So maybe they can still make it happen. With a push here over in the middle. Monks at 85 HP. They are surviving the SO shots. Mangudai trying to find more and more kills. Trying to out-micro those SOs. Dying without getting a single shot off. Mr. Yo trying to push, but needs to retreat at the same time. Jinghua trying to go for all the converts against the SOs as the teams, not going for the paladins. And Zupi probably should get a successful hold here. You're not really having the army. The push in the middle continues. SY still in a world of trouble. Trade amount is so much better for the Finns. Trying to go for another sneak attack here. What's going on here? And Mr. Yo now coming in from behind with all his Mangudais. I'm a bit surprised by that. Could lose those Mangudais quite easily here against that amount of SOs. It's tough to find a good engagement for him. Look at that. We can see Paladin blocking there at the same time. And the left-hand side seems to be stabilized as well. And push continues. Where is the army of Mr. Yo? Not really using it. Now cut the left-hand side free here. Was Paladin, Mangudais now should be able to try and defend. But I don't really see any bomber towers here as defense. I don't see a nice amount of Paladins as well. Not a lot of halberdiers out. Jinghua cannot really build any army. And that's some trade cards going down here. I believe it will get cleared up eventually. But only with heavy losses there of their trade cards. Jinghua only at 29. Look at that. 42, the lowest number there for the Spaniards. Pushing that back now, but they will even tap this out. They know it is pretty tough. I believe they could have continued a bit more, but eventually they would have died. Look at that incredible amount of army here left hand side. The push in the middle was so deadly. They ran out of resources. All the players not really getting onto the high pops at the right hand side. They were open as well. And at the moment, Finland could have toyed with them like they wanted to, and we decreased the series length down to a best of 3, but with the advantage for SY because they can decide the home map. Zupi, strong play, very aggressive on all sides, having nice amount of Mangudais all over the place, getting the nice KD in, the max, keeping all this open, the big aggression. Maybe could have went for some more Rams, but I believe that was fine, and forcing looks kind of out of the game. Pike buying his team so much more time. Could have went even for 1 or 2 more layers. Sounds weird, guys, but that's what I honestly think. And Roomstock just playing SO all the way. I think he didn't even build a single unit elsewhere. Not a single. Some traps. So pretty solid play by him. And on the other side, Yo Mangudais couldn't really find the super damage. Ingvar's push, vaporize against the walls. Paladin going for Vote Riders first, not 100% sure if that was a correct decision. And Lux with his horrible start. Tough game for him. Jinghua only getting 15 unit skills, but 49 converts. But still, even if you accumulate that, not too great. Paladin, negative KD with the Celts. Trade amount, as you can see, 12k, 12k, 5k, 5k in 16, 12, 15, 7. 100. That's a bit of an overboom by Pike there. That was a big problem. For Roomstock, it was okay, and I believe he lost most of his villagers then. And like having 30 SO makes a little so much more sense than only having 30 Paladins. We want the max music during the intermezzo. Actually, it's a good spot, right? Oh, I thought I prepared it before. Okay. Next map will be the home map. The second one to the left is the max. For this guy. That's him. Louder. Okay, now we can start it again. I didn't start yet.
Ievan äitinsä kammarissa virsiä veisata huijutti. Kun tämä poika naapurissa ämmän tyttöä huijutti. Eikä tätä poikoa ämmän haittaa sillä kun raskoa laijasta laitaa särkilippu. Tappu täppy tippu hiljalleen.
Actually very nice. Why actually?
Siellä oli lystiä soikon jälkeen sain minä kerran sykkyytteen. Ottiko mäntini ämmä se riitä ja Ieva jo alkoi nyhkytteen. Minä sanon Ievalle mikäpä se haittaa laskema vielä hiilajasta laitaan salvini. Puttu täppytti hiljalleen. Muorille sanoi jota tukkee suusien ruppesu tervetä sakkoomaan. Terveenä pesku korjoon ruusia mä sitä murjuus makkoomaan. Saa elviä poikoo helvili haittako akkoja hikkii laijasta laitaan salvini. Sen minä sanon jota purran pitää ei mua niin vaan mielestä. Suot mennä ite vaikka lännestä ittävä minä en luovu Ievasta. Sillä ei tätä poikoo kainous haittaa sillä kun tanssii laijasta laitaan salvini. Puttu täppytti hiljalleen.
Isn't it great? I will post there. Well sung. What's a past form of singing? Sing past. Sung. Sang with A. Well sung. The max. Okay. The link is here. Calculate down to 140. Song is right. Damn. Okay, I edited. $12 million? Okay. Then let's go to Tempires. Well sung. Well sung. The max. Okay, guys. Then I would say, after all that great Finnish music, we should jump into game number 3 in this. Oh no, let's jump into game number 1 in this best of 3. SY against Finland A. The loser drops down into the loser bracket. The winner continues and plays in the semifinals against the winner of, I believe, Canada against Frantic. You can see it on the screen there. Indeed. Let's take a look. The home map of China SY. It will be Regicide Fortress. We have Zio playing Persian's flank. That's super interesting to me, especially because he picked Mongols last time and played them beautifully. And that's surprising to me to, change it up now. Paladin is going for the Mayans. Has a pocket position here. Looks with the Spanish. And we have Jinghua with the Chinese. Let's take a look. He has a reasonably close distance here to Zupi with the Mongols. Might get into a dicey situation. We have Pike with the Chinese pocket. Not too great for them. Spanish for the Max. And Rumsok is playing the Persian flank. That means we have Mayans here for Paladins and Mongols for the Finns. And Goth? No, Goths are super bad. And yeah, I would say Mongols are a bit better in the long run, but they are, when we really get the start, and especially the short distance against the Chinese players, will really help you out. Yeah, I believe Goth has no real value there. Yeah, you perform pretty well at the start against Mongols and maybe Chinese, maybe Mayans, but once you have some Paladins as a buffer, Goths don't really have a strong late game army there. More surprising is skipping Maya ammo. Probably. Okay, pop 20 seems to be the uptime everyone wants to go for. Or pop 23 if you are Chinese. See, only 6 players up. I might come a bit confused. Lurks is going with pop 21. And the Max is playing with pop 22 even, as it seems here. Chinese organized the team votes already. They don't want to get raided. Overall, let's take a look at the trade. Not too great spots here for the market for the Finns. And we don't see a restart, by the way. Right hand side is okay, so it's clear for Cornish. Going through the base of Pike would be pretty ugly. And that, Forest won't really help out. At the other side, some blockage here of Lurks as well. Not the greatest trade for both teams, but I would say reasonable. I like that they removed the cliffs from this Regicide Fortress version. And by they, I mean me and SMB. No, it was SMB's work, but I absolutely love it that he did it, because that makes the trade so much better. Now sending in the villagers over here, getting blacksmith market and a house. And sending his king back. Blacksmith and market here at the front as well. Brazil A versus Vietnam hasn't started yet. I don't know. It is scheduled to start at 13 GMT, so that was 40 minutes ago. I will cast the Rex later today, either at 17 GMT or 22 GMT. So please, no spoilers. No spoilers, like I'm saying down here. Cast the games later, and please. Maybe someone is casting it. I believe there's only one Portuguese stream. Oh, actually, Paladin losing his eagle. That's surprising. And the big problem will be, is Zupi able to hold here against the push of Jinghua? As we all know, probably Mongols the slowest out of all those civilizations, and Chinese probably the fastest. So the aggression could be pretty brutal over here. The hill is good for Zupi. Maybe you can the defense done there. But yeah, if Jinghua is just able to rush up the hill here, then he basically is demolishing what Zupi has. Yeah, I thought about doing it live. I would have done it to not interfere with all the other streams here at 12 GMT. But since we have Canada against Frantic at 15 GMT, I changed the schedule to just cover both games. I believe that's just better, and yeah, makes a bit more sense to cover more games. Why is the max not Persians and Rumentalk Spain? Probably because the max wants to play some conquistadors. Oh, game somewhat laggy again. That's why going for 3/4 over team wall again. Even with stone walls. And the Finns playing it pretty much on their own. So, slow game, guys. You can still ask questions. The first kills, or the first important kills, will actually only start in 15 minutes of game time. So that's like half an hour of real time. Just kidding, it's not that bad. We had way worse series, I believe. What was it? Wasn't it like Brazil? I don't really know, but we had one horrible series that took us 4.5 hours for only 3 games or something, because they already played one game which took them 3 hours. Interesting axe. Oh, that's by Jinghua, so he scouted. Going down to 2 HP. Let me take a look. Is anyone going to more than 2 military? No. So no one going for army so far. I personally don't like Mayans too much anymore. Which team civs and positions do you prefer? I prefer SY. Probably only because of the fact of Chinese against Mongols short distance. I think that will be the main issue. I think Mans in the pocket isn't nice. You always want to have them in the flank and Persians in the pocket, but I think that will be less of a factor of them losing at the left hand side, because especially it's Persians, and indeed the max is going for conquistadors. Then the right hand side. Oh, Zupi actually losing a villager. And oh, losing 2 villagers. That's ugly. How did he lose 2 villagers? He killed the scout now in a revenge, but still. Look, sorry doing the killing here. He's going for Kongs, Paladin is going for plumed archers, and the rest we can see the Max and Pike actually going for Chukunus. Pike is going for Chukunus out of the pocket position? Oh, not a big fan of that. That's one off too much. Why is he going with the Chukunus? Okay, seems to be some lag. Not something they can fix too much. And Paladin just gets shredded down here against the Conquistadors of the Max. He's not getting the last kill on at the moment. Trying to go for more walls. But in all honesty, I believe if the Chinese guy goes for Chukunus, that's not too bad for you. That slows him down. Even going for 40 seeds here. Ah, Zupi! He's already down 6 villagers. And Jinghua, who is playing it, only 3 TCs. Oh, those will seem to be building 2 houses. I'm still curious to see what happened. Looks not getting the kills in here at the back. Max coming over, trying to defend a bit. And Paladin without any upgrades on his plumed archers. I'm still scratching my head how good it is to pick Mayans here in those scenarios. Yeah, it's tough to say. The fun thing is, like, Mayans is the best civilizations in 1v1 probably, and then it's super unlikely that they aren't in the top 4. But yeah, we are always getting into mid to late Imperial Age fights, and then you're facing Paladins, Mangudais, Onagers. Not sure if other civilizations are a bit better there, but yeah. Obviously, plumed archers are strong as well, so I cannot really make up my mind at the moment, as you can probably hear. Zupi is getting the walls done. He's looking at 51 population compared to 58 here of Jinghua. Looks at only 43. He played it with 1 extra TC only so far. Trying to find some more angles to attack on, but not really getting the kills, and he got 1 more kill. And I'm not really sure where. Pike now with his Chukunoos. He's continuing to get his 3TC boom rolling. Still don't know how good that is. To go Chukunoos in your base at the pocket position. You have TCs, you have towers. Questionable, I have to say. Let's take a look. Maybe Lux can get 1 or 2 kills here against those villagers. But no, they're getting microed back. And suddenly, Pike has a perfect answer to that. Roomstock having his king just idle in the back here. Oh, something that my nerves aren't made for. Just, I would have always preferred that tower instead of the king just standing there, but yeah, probably not the worst choice. So, Jinghua now, let's take a look into his point of view. He's looking at 400 stone. Booming and is going up now with the Mangonels and Chukunoos, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him send in like 15 villagers now to the front and yeah, just get a castle up there. Pike loses his scout. Zupi loses his tower slowly. And now, that's a big thing I said, Jinghua here. He will have the aggression, and if the castle is getting up here, and there's exactly enough space for 1 castle. Ah, Zupi in a world of trouble. Jinghua up to Imperial Age. Thing is, Lux won't be too fast. Coming over with enough Cavaliers. Maybe Pike can do something with the trap defense. He's going for defensive castle now. Where are the villagers of Jinghua? Is he sending in? Yeah, he's going exactly over here. Maybe if he wanted to super ballsy, could have even waited to get through the stone walls and build it up the hill here. But I believe that will be his second TC then. Second castle. So 5 villagers on stone. So at one point he surely will get up to more. And let's take a look. Is Pike maybe able to intercept that? We have one Mangonov Zupi, but blocked for now. Mangonov's shots. Can he do the damage? Getting one good volley off. Maybe a second one. Jinghua in some troubles. Mangonov's shots needs to be denied for now. Jinghua will lose a lot of villagers for sure. Maybe all his Chukunus. Maybe Pike's attack here was perfectly timed and the defense is real. Guys, this castle will not go up. Pike came over at the exactly right time. Chukunus now coming too late. And Zopi did defend that beautifully, but mainly Pike with all his Chukunus. They did have the hill. And Jinghua not scouting that and getting not the best Mangonel shots off early on. And that was so good here for our Finnish guys. That castle not up. Jinghua's army completely stopped. And he will lose all his steam. This is looking incredibly good for the Finnish team now. Rumlacha's running around, getting chased by two Kongs. Those are ambitious. At the same time, Plumed Archer stable here. It's still so confusing for me to see Mr. Yo play the Persians there. And that is so damn good. Cannot really overstate that. Chukunus now. Production continues. Out castle indeed, guys. Jinghua trying to out micro something here, but now with Zupi getting that castle up, there's just no chance in hell they will ever get into that position. Even building a ram here, not 100% sure how necessary that ram is, but well, he gets it done. And yeah, what a beautiful team play. Zupi instantly going for the siege workshop, getting the Mangonel out here, and I felt like that castle would always go up. He had so much army, but didn't really have the greatest positioning here on the hill. Trying to get another castle up now, and yeah, now that castle will instantly get shut down. 2 traps already out. Jinghua in such a bad spot. Cavaliers now coming over. And Zupi at the same time, the guy who will always struggle at the start of the game, is getting onto enough paladins. Onto enough Mangolites, my bad guys. Roomstock, yeah, I was thinking what is Paladin doing. And then I see that Roomstock has a small military advantage over Yo. Actually, the small max at 22 or 24 over 7. But behind the villagers, but should get all those villagers here at the gold. And you can see Yo not sending them back in to let all the cavaliers in, but only dropping them on the gold. I wanted to say, but now the paladins are actually, the villagers are actually opening the gate, and Roomstock is in. And yeah, only 2 cavaliers will get some raids in. Let's take a look where he will try to do all the stuff, and losing all his stables here at the front. Same time, Castle of Jinghua in real danger. 5 traps out, another castle of Pike, and Zupi building his castles already towards the top because he needs to go to the left hand side. The Max needs to go to the south. Want to see some stables added. He is quite late when it comes to Imperial Age. Yo earlier with his paladin upgrade than Roomstock. Roomstock still going with the aggression for now. Military count 37 to 10. Roomstock in full control here at the front, denying some more of those stables being built. Roomstock looking good left hand side. Right hand side looking good as well. This castle will go down. Yeah, Onager defense is real. That's why we need to see the Max coming over. Where is he building his stables? Left hand side. I believe that's a mistake. I believe we need to see Zupi coming over to the left hand side indeed. Roomstock not getting paladin upgrade at the moment. Going for conscription, is trying to go for more raid. Let's try to see. Oh, look at that. Even more paladins here for Roomstock than I would have thought. And Yo, yeah, he will get the upgrades in. But with only some cavaliers out, now with some paladins, that won't be the most cost efficient fight for him. And Roomstock, those villagers look to be, yeah, eager to build the next castle. Went down the speed again. Elite Chukunu out for Pike. Nice amount of Tukunus, Roomstock. Paladin upgrade on the way. Elite plumed archers here for Paladin in the behind there. This castle will go up. Yo, still very defensively here. Paladin will not really help him too much against mass paladins here. Looks. Maybe he can do the big clear up here. Has a nice amount of paladins. Should be coming in. Pike needs to retreat. Sees that now. Spread formation for Lux. Trying to get to close position here up the hill. Traps need to retreat even further. And that was a nice move here. As you can see, Lux is just going forward. And at the same time, Jinghua already starting to shoot down those traps. Max now coming over. Paladin upgrade for him on the way. Roomstock is continuing to push in here. Feng Chin not getting the defense done. This is looking pretty good for the Finns. That would be so deadly here if SY would go down. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Pike. Still here in the dominating position. Jinghua, very little army count, 40 military only. That's a lot of onagers, traps, very under upgraded Tukunus. Well, they're only missing rocketry and elite upgrades. Now going in is Lux. Not the best positioning here for Pike. Cavaliers at the back. Mangodai is not really fighting as well. They need to send everything over. Max is now sending more. Paladin upgrade won't finish in that fight. This next castle will go down. Jinghua trying to go in, trying to snipe down those Tukunus. Is focusing on the Mangodais at the left hand side now. Lux clearing up everything at the right hand side. The same time, left hand side. This looks a bit better for Roomstock again, I would say. Yes, indeed, some plumed archers helping out at the same time. We see the Tukunus standing strong. Traps will be lost at the left hand side. This fight in the middle is not important. And we see Roomstock pushing very nicely here. Now getting a beautiful positioning against all those plumed archers. Left and right hand side, big fights here. Seems like most of the paladins went down for Lux here. And they are continuing to push in now. And now the big face of the Zopi should be coming. He already is at the score lead here. I have no idea how, with only 44 kills. But Elite Mangodais now will reign supreme all over the map. Big amount of paladins here for Roomstock, 46. At the same time, Yo is looking at 23, trying to attack that castle. Blocking that one gold spot really helps out. And, oh, look at that. Mr. Yo having those golds very open. Trying to go for the big wards all over the map. Trying to protect the trade. Tukunus, Pike. Not having rocketry as well, not having the defense upgrade, needs to micro back a bit. And the Max not having the biggest paladin numbers, he should be adding the stables, and that's exactly what he's doing. Great move there, maybe a bit late if you ask me. Should be knowing that at the left hand side, Roomstock would have been fine with all his paladins. Now trying to regroup and needs to wait for Mr. Zupi. It's a very intense game, and that's why I love Regicide Fortress so much. More and more traps going down. Now going for elite skirmishers. Not really the unit you want to go for if you are in late Imperial Age here, especially in trade scenarios. But he's only at pop 145 for now. That's Jinghua. And that will only drop, and he will not really contribute too much. Yeah, skirmishers are somewhat of a counter against Mangodais and Tukunus. But if only 5 paladins are closing the distance against the skirmishers, they are done. Now big engagement over here. Let me switch again to Franfo colors. Green and gray, just so weird there. And Roomstock needs to retreat. Is fighting a whole 2v1 here. And needs to fall back into the protection of his one tower. With 5 damage. Not really helping out, obviously. Rocketry finally on the way for Mr. Pike. Where's Zupi coming over? He's getting another castle, and indeed he's sending all his army now. Roomstock needs to retreat, will lose that castle, will lose the monastery. Not too important. Is giving up the 2 gold spots there. That's a bit, yeah, bigger of the issue. Trade card at the moment. SY a bit quicker in the transition. 27 already for Yo. Compare that with only 4 of Roomstock. So that will be tough for him. And he's not getting much gold. He needs to get that. Okay, now the big engagement here. Zupi in the back, and that would be okay for them to take, I would say. Room stock again. Let me switch that over this time again. And we can see room stock probably a bit outnumbered, but Zupi having the hill there. Elite Mango Dice there in the back. Beautiful positioning for him. And they are forcing their SYs to retreat. And Looks trying to go for some attack. That's not, I'm not 100% sure if that's completely walled. Looks, what access do we see? Max was trying to go for some rage, but denied for now. So people lose that. Castle in the middle. Paladin, nice map control here so far. Another big engagement, and Roomstock actually clicking on that stable here. Look at that. All of them super clamped up, losing so much, and he is going down to only 24 military at the moment. And Yo looking at 40, therefore not enough buffer here for the Mango Dice. But Mango Dice just going down with all the killing. Push now coming in over here. Enough Chukunus, and Jinghua just having the big problems. Just going for Bomber Tower defense now. Not really getting on to the Chukunu numbers he wants to have. He has 3 nice defensive castles, so that's good for him. Castles here in the middle down. We see Lurks coming over left hand side. They want to go for double Paladin, Plumed Archer against Roomstock. And Roomstock, let's switch into his point of view. He should be struggling quite a bit when it comes to gold. Indeed, 30 gold only, and only 11 trade cards. Uh-oh, not getting that gold really hurts him now. And to get some more Stormwalls up, what is his plan? So producing Paladins, but going for guilds. Has some trade cards queued up, but missing the transition there quite a bit. That's surprising because he should be so experienced in those scenarios. Pike now with 14 damage in the first arrow, plus I believe even 4 extra arrows for Elite Tucanus. He is now doing major damage against all the units here. The max out there, and they are pushing very strong, maybe even a bit stronger than Roomstock is getting pushed at the left hand side. So be trying to clear that up at the pocket position. Is having 4 rams out. They shouldn't perform too poorly against the castles. The push now is in. Zupi needs to defend together with the max. Roomstock is around here as well, but they don't really have the numbers. Let's take a look. Where is all the army? Isn't Lux sending someone over? No, he's trying to defend over here again. Let me take a look how good. Oh no, Lux is here. Uh-oh, they need to hold this. This could be the game deciding move if they cannot clear up this unit. Zupi now cannot lose his Mango Dice. He must have the perfect defense here, the perfect control. Needs to snipe one Paladin off after another. We can see the whole SY team pushing in. Only player missing is Jinghua, who's getting heavily pushed at the same time over here. Is lacking some oranges now. Lux is pushing in over here, closing down the distance against the Mango Dice. That's not too great, but for now Zupi is staying strong. Yo is pushing in, continuing the attack. The max needs to send in everything. They're acting at weird spots. Maybe they want to go for the king kill. Would actually be an interesting spot here, and would absolutely be possible at the same time. Lux is defending over here. This is looking pretty good for the SY team. They are pushing into the trade. Roomstock not getting onto the army amount. Only at 29 at this very moment. The rest looking around the 50s, except Jinghua, who's struggling quite a bit himself. Yo's pushing in. Zupi's losing most of his Mango Dice, trying to micro, but that's not really what they need at the moment. They need to push in, and they needed to have the walls early on. The trade is going weird places, and they are killing so much of the trades here. Roomstock at 16, Pike at only 11. The Max and Zupi dropping trade cards now as well. The Max trying to find the better engagement now. Yo still around, and that's just costing them so much time. At the same time, Jinghua can recover. He's trying to get more done now, and Lux Paladin super active, is maybe even trying to find another spot here in the middle. We can see Yo trying to go for it. The clear up is real. Finns did hold, and their trade is kind of stabilizing, but they are looking into quite lower numbers. Trying to sell lots of resources in the market here. Getting the trade cards out, and they need to breathe. Okay, stabilize for now, did defend. Game is not over, but another 30 paladins of Lux are on the way, trying to find another spot to go and attack. Yo is in the forward movement here, trying to get more aggression done. Lux over here as well. At the same time, Pike cannot really do too much. Still missing the last defensive upgrade, only now getting it. He's missing bomber towers himself. And missing the max with some paladins, but yeah, he had a more important task to defend here at the top. Jinghua going for rocketry, so he will finally get onto Elite Sukunu and all the upgrades now as well. And he has the Orange attack. So maybe Jinghua can do a bit better there against Pike. Let's take a look. Zuppi's nice move here. Great positioning again. The Max and Roomstock finally getting everything done to have a successful hold here. And now we see the Plumed Archers not really contributing too much. If we get into this heavy AD against Paladin fights, he should maybe consider going for some Sling as well. But remember, only 80% are actually arriving here, going for some Halberdier push, trying to be as aggressive as possible on many spots here over the map, trying to get the map control in the middle. Roomstock under danger here, and I will switch back to friend four colors. Now don't get confused, blue and... Oops. Blue and yellow now are the Finns, and that looks like they are pushing back. The Chinese guy is not 100% sure. From the Archers in the back, still doing lots of damage. His KD is looking, yeah, okay-ish, I would say. And the Paladin amount is just better here. Lux and Yo, maybe they can push it back. Zuppi needs to retreat. Not a lot of buffer here in front of his Mangudais. He's still sitting on the hill, still doing major amount of damage, but needs to retreat. Bomber Tower's out now, trying to go for the defense. At the same time, Jinghua's push is continuing here. Mangudai's out, and I see beautiful team play. 3 players trying to defend over here, 3 players trying to defend over here from the Finns. But the raid is coming in here, and Roomstock is dropping down to pop 130 only. Zuppi is losing most of his stuff here. Trade is still not optimized. As I said before, this forest was really hurting them. Pike trying to hold out here. Chinese in the end not having the best pop 200 army as well. If we see Mangudais and Paladins out on the map. The push continues here, left hand side. Plumed Archers trying to seek another prey and trying to go for more kills. Zuppi over here defending, and this is a pretty damn intense game. Beautiful positioning here by the Chukunus. But still, it's Mongols against Mayans. So if somehow we can see a successful defense here by the Finns, they're in a better spot with a better civilization in the long run. But Roomstock is the big weak point. Pop 140. Military count 30 for him. Only 70 villages. And now got up to 40 trade cards, so that's looking good for him. Yeah, into his point of view, let's take a look at his production. Most of it getting sniped down at the moment. He absolutely needs the max to help him out together with Zuppi. Speaking of helping out, they could even use some paladins here at the right hand side. Beautiful push by Jinghua, and he's just playing it very strong. Onagers helping out against the Mangudais and the Chukunus here. And the amount of bomber towers, really great for Jinghua. They're using that to perfection and helping out in all the spots and making it tough to snipe all the traps here, and that's even without some of the stone yet at the front. At the same time, we have a big engagement bomber tower here now from the Max helping out. Taking a reasonable engagement. I believe the Mangudai count isn't that great, and Yo should have more paladins here, but in range of the bomber towers, I believe it's still an engagement that the Finns can take. More paladins coming in now, and that will be a successful defense over again. But more paladins. Yo really wants to push it down here. Roomstock is a big problem. He is not getting onto the army here. Trying to get more stables up should be one of his focuses, and indeed he is doing exactly that. What are we axing here? Trying to get something done. Let's check a trade. Trying to clear that area. Going reasonably well, I would say. Castle of Pike now down, and they're losing more and more control simply because they are lacking some of the paladins. Now going for onagers should be pretty efficient. Let's take a look as Luke's trying to take another engagement, going for the splits there against the onagers, as it seems. I believe that's not the greatest engagement for him. I believe he should retreat from there. Onagers should get maybe one more good shot in. They got some damage done, I would say. Chukunus and Mangalites on the hill. More paladins coming in from the max as well. Grouping up again. We can see Jinghua trying to take another hill advantage for him on the left hand side. And onagers doing work here against Pike, who is retreating. Luke sending in another group of paladins here to the front. That looking pretty good for them. And as I wrongly predicted, Finland cannot hold this hill. And now, finally, Jinghua, after losing that castle 30 minutes ago, finally, his main goal of the game, getting that hill, his big goal, is finally coming true. And from here on, he can trap just all the castles. Look at how much control they can have over so much area here. And all the traps out. Bomber tower on the hill. Chukunus. And let me see. Yeah, they're axing the trade, but it looks all reasonable. So Roomstock finally pushing back. Looks over at the right hand side. Take a look. Paladin amounts. Uh-oh, a big push over here in the middle, completely missed that. We see lots of rams here and trying to go for another trade raid. Yo is there with a lot of army. The max completely out of position, now splitting off his plumed archers even. Going for the defensive siege workshop here to wall them off, but that's not going to work out. Paladins now there to protect all the plumed archers here of Paladin, and that's a pretty good spot. Roomstock coming in there together with the max, but they are heavily outnumbered for now. And still need to close the distance. At the same time, no big engagement at the right hand side. Plumed archers splitting off, as I said before, beautiful move. I believe it will get cleared up again, but again, so much trade going down. And if you see that Pike is still only in the 20s, and we don't see like over building the market trade here, market cards, that has to hurt them quite badly. But Roomstock will clear it up together with the max, so nice move there. Still a bit annoying and getting something done. Zupi even coming over. That means they have a lot of army now at the top here, which isn't really fighting. They need to get all the army at other spots, and look at that. Jinghua is trying to go in, and Lurks will find a beautiful positioning here as well. And if he gets his roughly 50 paladins beautifully positioned here, you need to patrol and put them on defensive. I believe he is in a very good spot to defend that off. And like, what defend that off? I mean, like, kill all the trade cards. SO finally being researched by Zupi. And they are pushing back the Zupster. He's sending everything for the defense, but might be a bit late. Trade card count now. What? I was getting you the wrong number. Sorry, guys. So trade card count all in the 40s here. Or around 40 for the Finns, around 50ish, 60ish for the China SYs. Again, army needs to be sent over, and they're losing more and more ground all over the place. Big push continues here of Jinghua. Let's take a look. Stone price is at only 163. That's pretty damn low. Another push here, the max space, and it feels like SY is just in so much control. Mangalites will clear that up. I think I want to switch into Frankfurt colors again to see it a bit better on the minimap. It's just very confusing, so I will keep the SY guys now in red for the rest of the game. Push here in the middle, push at the right hand side. Okay, they're clearing up what looks at here. But yeah, once they deflect the right hand side. Oh, wow. We had the Max actually going for 5 relics here. Once they deflect the right hand side, they are getting the push into their face at the left hand side. And we see the Max dropping down to pop 170. Zupi 130, the rest around 170 as well. At the other side, all of them being popped limit. Jinghua, the only one 170 because he just lost a lot of his Shukunus. But he's preparing for another push. Continuing to build bomber towers all over the place. Look at that amount of death bodies, and they are continuing to push, and maybe that would be the time to go for the king snipe here if you are the team captain of Finland. I believe they have no chance of really winning or holding any of the parts. Yeah, well, they can always decide, okay, we can hold one front. Mangudai is now SO, so they are doing the right tax and getting to the strong armies, but just falling behind at all angles, getting raided over here left hand side. And this push in the middle is still very, very strong. And maybe, oh god, I'm criticizing the Mayans so long, but at the moment, Paladin getting with 89 military at the moment, getting the most points here for his team, or at least nearly. And they are continuing to push in, and indeed, that is the GG, not going for the king snipe here. And what a strong performance here. Problem really, I felt on the left hand side, Roomstock had so much more control, but then lost his gold spot here at the front and did not have trade set up at that very moment. And therefore, yeah, lost so much steam. Paladin being very aggressive at all sides. Zupi took his time to get onto the strong army. Nice denial here, and I was criticizing Pike for his weird choice of going for Shukunus out of the pocket position, but it paid off perfectly and was a perfect counter here at the left hand side with the Mangonels as well. And they had a beautiful defense here, were heavily in favor. The Max was pretty late on his Paladin transition and went for a lot of conquistadors. I believe Roomstock against Mr. Yo sadly was the decider. Therefore, Zupi needed to go a lot to the upper side. Take a look at the kiddies. Nothing too special here, I would say. Zupi obviously leading. Yo, and that's mainly Paladins there. 190. High Roomstock in their 15Ks. Yeah, just a bit less overall gold income. Really did hurt them quite a bit. And now we are jumping into the first of 2 match points here for China SY. It will be Nomad. How did Finland lose their push on Love Tank? They didn't have any Paladins. Love Tank just had a hill, bomber towers, onages, traps, and Shukunus. Easily killed by some Rams and Paladins. But they needed all the Paladins over at the Roomstock side. And that was a big problem. Why didn't they go all in, push and snipe his king? That's a question you have to ask them. I think they should do that way more often. Interesting, by the way. For now, Jinghua played all 4 games, or will play the 4th game now as well, and China number 2, not a single one. After playing most of the games, I believe more than Jinghua actually. Or at least all the Arabia games, I believe. Maybe they wanted to test him. And yeah, get a 5th player out there. on the top level. Yeah, Dracon is right. The mental advantage, and there he means China's Y, is big now. They came back on their home map, and Finns just lost enemy home map, plus they knew they were ahead. Yep, they had a good advantage at both flanks. And yeah, just will fall behind nonetheless. Or fell behind nonetheless. Okay, let me get some water. And then that game will come in. A fourth game will come in pretty soon. Hey guys, girls, please refresh my memory. But is Roomstock MBL? No, he's not. MBL is a Norwegian player, Roomstock is a Finnish player, and we are playing Nationscup, so you are not allowed to play for another country. 4 minutes 30 spec delay now on Nomad, increasing it by another minute. Whereas Willis, he played the Arabia game. And let me see if he's specking. No. No, he's not even specking. Maybe he had to go. And Roomstock actually told me that Sakwil over here, Pazopi, and an auto restart. Roomstock actually told me that he wasn't expecting to play. So, oh, now Willis is back. Willis, Pike, Zupi, the max. So yeah, that's why I didn't find Willis in the list of spectators. Yeah, so Roomstock is spectating now, and Willis is back. Okay. Next attempt of water. Robo always wants to see me stay hydrated. So spec delay started. 4 minutes to go. Okay, game is starting. I'm somewhat predicting a restart, guys. My spider senses. But yeah, I'm very heavily predicting a restart, so don't get overexcited. Civilizations are Vikings, Mayans, Chinese, and Persians. Spider senses say restart. Wow, very close here for Zupi and Jinghua. Look at that. It's just 4 different colors running here. Yo, Lux, Zupi, and Jinghua. Jinghua very late with his TC. I would expect SY to go for the restart here. Doesn't have access to stone. I believe Jinghua wants to restart this one. But maybe I'm just, yeah, giving you false hope now. Or false information. Not really hope. Like playing it with the dog first as well. You're still very late. Aladdin is playing it with dog first as well, with Mayans. Interesting. Something new every day. Okay, guys. 15 seconds to the restart. If it's no restart, I will start casting. And we see Re by Mr. Yo, indeed. Spider senses. You came to the right channel, guys. No weird typing. No one is trying to fool you off. Jinghua had a very short distance there against another Chinese. Not a lot of good resources. Not a lot of stone around. So reasonable restart, I would say. I believe Finland can still use their restart, right? When did they use their restart? Yeah, they changed the map a bit. How is Memp having so much powers here? Everyone asking for the password? He's bringing in the people. One per series. What's happening here? Not really sure what's going on with Cannabis. Oh, that looks like another restart, guys. So probably we're out of restarts after this. So that will be the restart of the Finns. Or maybe a drop. Something like that. At 2:10. Interesting stuff. Release still having an idle villager? Where's Release building his TC? Maybe a TC fight somewhere? Kind of just casting with Kitsune, okay. Pike obviously didn't want to be that close to the Chinese. Okay, I can understand that. Zupi is calling the re. Okay, now everyone is out of rees here, and yeah, from now on only 2 more games, and it's getting tight with China Frantic against Canada here as well. Didn't they read the first time? No, that was an admin restart because the villager was stuck. He was surrounded by trees. That sometimes happens. I've actually never seen it on a Nomad version, but on Land Nomad it happens from time to time. So that was not like a restart they wanted to have, but yeah, obviously they wanted to have the restart, but it's just such an unfair scenario that it's basically an admin decision. Yeah. From now on, they don't have a restart anymore, but obviously if another villager is stuck, or for example on Hideout, some gold is surrounded in a forest, there's still options of a restart as well. Admin restarts, obviously. Vamp has left the game room. Vamp has entered the game room. Okay. Now we can see VG Forget, obviously streaming that. He's the main Chinese streamer. They, at least that's what rumors said, had 200k viewers the last Nations Cup finals. Or like Tyrant against SY finals. That was big. All the Frantic players watching here, as you can see. 5CM, Joffrey, Tim, Whoop. You could make an argument for them playing. It's a bit of a better idea. Same time we have Riot and Fire online. 200k, yes. Oh, Brazil B facing Argentina. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Thanks. You wish the Tyrant team played in this one? Well, it's a Nations Cup for a reason, right? And Tyrants obviously aren't the nation. I believe it's pretty interesting now. We have so many like evenly matched teams now. Yeah. And Tyrants would be just such an easy contestant for top 2, let's say, top 4. And oh god. It was crushing me. And yeah, I didn't like how poorly they prepared last time. It's not 3 or 4 of them from Norway? No, only 1. Only the Vipers from Norway. Okay, so let's jump into probably the last try of this Nomad version here. And now let's take a real look at the spots for the very first time. It will be Mr. Yo playing the Persians, his teammate Jinghua with the Chinese, and the other side we have probably 2 players pretty close here. We have Paladin and Pike very close together here, and that's a pretty ugly spot if you're Vikings. And behind that is the Max with Marians. We have double dock here, Pike and Yo very close together. We have Zupi with the Chinese, Elise with the Persians, and I'm missing Lux on the minimap. Oh, Gray is pretty ugly. Oh, Lux is over here. Okay. Damn. Okay. No chance for a restart here. I don't really see any reason for an admin restart either. Ah, that will be ugly. Okay. So, Pike short distance against the Marian and Lux for the Vikings. Jinghua very far off and Mr. Yo very far off. So he should have an incredible boom. Elise, very long distance to the right hand side. Left hand side, maybe some damage against Mr. Yo, but it should be pretty safe. Maybe even some walls by one of them on the left hand side. Zupi, reasonable distance to the Max here at the top, and I believe that's where most of the action will happen. Here, Pike against Paladin, and that will be ugly for them, because that means if the Vikings is getting attacked on land quite heavily, his water control won't be the greatest. We'll see about that. Yo built his dock very top on the north. Oh, yeah, very far in the north. And CC is absolutely in the south, so that will be pretty ugly for him, but he will avoid all TCs. And Alan is building the dock in the middle, actually. And so is Jinghua. Interesting stuff. Still a bit laggy here. For off-war view, please. What? HTT? What are you trying to say? Don't really know. Oh, now everyone's spamming chat off. And to follow the Viper trend. Oh, so it's room stock. He must be sweating his palms off now. Being down 2-1. If they lose this, it looks pretty bad for them. And they have a very long way flying to China and always coming from the loser bracket. If they win this, they are in a prime position for sure. Second ball already in here for Pike, very early on. And let me take a look. Pike, is he actually building a dock? Did he build a dock? Yeah, those two. But yeah, the unfortunate one. Also have a longer distance to Yo. We'll have the worst fish already behind. Pikey Pike. In a tough spot. Over villager count. 11 to 9. 2 Vikings. Behind the most. Not having any bonuses there. Villager count. Paladin and Yo. Or fishing ship count. Paladin and Yo with 3. Lurks now with 1. Jinghua still missing a dock. I see. Didn't he send a villager towards the middle to build one? Maybe he's readjusting and wants to build it at the outside now. Okay. All makes sense. They are actioning the landlock, so they know how the map looks like. That's an unfortunate spot here for Pike. Paladin still continues to scout a bit. Let's take a look at his point of view. What did he actually see? Well, quite a bit. Trying to wall the middle off here. And that, he has to know that the CC is there, right? Yeah. Oh, that's actually a pretty interesting strategy. If he was able to wall off all the enemies to the north, then he would know that this enemy can just get easily smashed down. Okay, purple and red axes now. So trying to axe where the enemies are and trying to get some better team strategy running. I'm not 100% sure what they should be going for. Yo obviously has a beautiful positioning. I wouldn't be surprised to see indeed a villager going down here and build another dock to give him the chance and to build another dock and get the boom rolling. Now, very defensive game. Obviously, we're in the Dark Age, Nomad. Not too many major things going to happen here. And let's take a look. Dock positioning on the outside. We have the Max, we have Zoppy, we have Mr. Yo and Pike. So Mr. Yo probably needs to send his fishing ship away. Order longer. Lux will be crushing here and should be able to protect Jinghua, who is even going for a second dock as it seems. Interesting move here with the sheep. Trying to get some more time. The villager to run away. And should be protecting Mr. Yo here as well. At the same time, Elise is going for a second dock at the left hand side. I believe Elise and Yo should be the two players really dominating the game. Persians, fish boom, far away from everyone. Shouldn't get any raids in. Should be looking pretty comfortable for them. Pike now up any second, I would say. Is he missing a second building? No. Now he just clicked up. Elise with a pretty early uptime, but that should still be a fast castle. And the max up as well, and that looks like plumed archer builds. Having a nice amount of fishing ship. So pretty standard by everyone so far. The big problem is still, how are the chances here of Pike holding on the land? Lux should go for water. What will Paladin go for? He still didn't click up. Trying to zone out a lot of the area here. But yeah, the max should be able to open this. Jinghua is still not up. Missing a second building as it seems. Uh-oh, and that's bad team communication. Walling to the left-hand side here, where he should know that Yo is actually placed. I'm not 100% sure how good that is. Is he going for another boar? Be a bit surprising to me as well. Another lumber camp would have been nice, and yeah, Jinghua high villager count here, but certainly not the best uptiming there. It's 15-18. Has 9 fishing ships, so his eco will be pretty damn strong. But the time of his help will just be way slower than you would normally love to see. The max market blacksmith, nothing too special. Pike actually going for the tower here. His closed stone really helping him out here. And he will try to fight on water and land at the same time. He is having 3 docks up. And Yo, as you can see, isn't going for fishing ship. Zupi's uptime was pretty late as well, 14:36. And Yo getting the buildings done. Everything looks reasonable. Release will wall the left hand side, so that will be no danger at all. And Release will play it with a boom only. Being so far away on the water. Maybe going for some fire ships later on. And getting that market is pretty nice. Seems like Paladin didn't have enough of a knowledge of the map here that he's actually getting in so much danger. And he will lack food for sure. Although his fish is uncontested in the middle. Huh. Trying to get the blacksmith up now. Even that might be a bit of a trouble. And the tower could be denied. Still not a single kill here on this map so far. Yo is sending all his fishing ship away. And I heard the first kill. So that was Lux against Pike here. Pike obviously extremely strong when it comes to playing the water situations here. And at the same time, it seems, yeah, just being annoying and slowing down Paladin a bit. Really helps his team. Lux trying to wall himself, going for the stone wall, so he's doing everything perfectly as well. It's still open here, but that's far, far away. And yeah, everyone trying to go to Lux now needed to pass Jinghua and Paladin to then go to Lux. Unlikely scenario. He probably still will send a villager and wall there, but will absolutely be in time. Yo, sending over all his fish. Is scouting the left hand side now. Is he going for a second stable or will he go for the boom as well? For now it looks like more of the boom approach. Sees left hand side is walled and he knows that the right hand side will be covered by Jinghua, who is going for the defense upgrade and bloodlines. So I believe Yo should be going into the boom, meaning that Release will have the better spot, saving a bit of wood and knowing his strategy a bit earlier. Didn't need to pull all his... Oh, didn't need to pull all his fishing ship early on, and now we can see the castle in range here of Paladin's town center. So he will lose that TC in the long run. He's looking only at 300 stone himself. Yeah, oh, Stark even in the chat. Welcome, mate. Looking forward to your games tonight. Really hoping for interesting games. I think it's looking pretty good for you guys though. Okay, let's take a look. First villager down, and Paladin absolutely had no idea of that castle going up at the teams, or his reaction was just super late. A bit surprised there. Trying to redog now, and he's controlling the middle area alone. Release still fishing completely uncontested. Is he on stone? He is somewhat on stone, so a fire ship should be coming out. Yo shouldn't do the greatest ratings ever there. Paladin now going for cartography. I like that he's getting that nice and early here. Jinghua, bloodlines and +1, but no, Finland in a good position here, I would say. That castle is in a beautiful spot. Those knights won't do anything. Stone walls over here. The water is obviously a big question. Let's take a look. We have military count 10 for Lux, 10 for Pike. How will he try to engage this? He's patrolling for now, trying to get the volleys in now. That's looking pretty solid for him. 1-0 in this fight. Make that 1-1, make that 2-1, 2-2, and pretty even fight, I would say. He's getting the damage done. Looking a bit better for Pike at the moment. Now doing a bit of a Pike patrol even. And that was a pretty nice engage for him. 2 military ahead now. Getting 1 kill against him, but... yeah, very low HP here on a lot of Lux galleys. More access here at the front, and now Paladin's getting this defensive castle up. Seems like the range isn't enough for now to go to the town center. That's a bit surprising to me. The Max not having the greatest gathering point here for Plumed Archers. Will die under the castle now and lost some before. But looks should be up to castle age a bit earlier, even building the market now. Is missing a mill, I wanted to say, but he's building the market, so that's not really a problem. Take a look. Yo against Belize here on the land. Just some fire ship action, I believe. Will be unlikely that we see major advantages here for either of the players. Still not a single farm for Yo. Going for the boom is looking at a strong 47 villagers. I thought I saw him at 49 here. And at the same time, we have 51 for Belize, who is only at 3 TCs for now. Max at 4. So yeah, all makes sense. A lot of action now here. Zopi trying to find somewhere to raid and somewhere to flee. The Max now coming and helping. Jinghua +2 and Bloodlines. Those two notches won't do too much. But so 2v1, they can... the Max! Oof. I believe they can take a reasonable engagement. Jinghua needs to retreat. And Zopi still without upgrades, but the Plumed Archers did enough. Did enough. I had the +2 as well. Lux needs to run the Max, adding a fire ship, and I have to say, Finland is looking reasonably strong in this series. Can miss some water up now. Plumed Archers around. I'm not sure how efficient that ram will be, but maybe if it's in the range of the castle, but it's not for now, not having any upgrades on them, so we'll get some volleys against the knights in. Change the ram there for a knight, some more damage. Yeah, if we had +2 a bit earlier and would have focused a bit earlier on the right hand side, that would have been better. Lurks a bit earlier when it comes to his castle age timing compared to Pike. Let's see about that. And then a lot of the fish could die. But Yo actually sneaked in some fire ships. Nice move by him. Let's take a look at the fish. Overall 19 for the Finns and 37 for the Chinese. So another small advantage for them there. Oh, the Max now trying to go and raid some, but running through TC, getting a lot of damage done, but not a lot of kills. So those Plumed Archers are so fast and having a solid defense. Yeah, one is going down and running into the knights now. Maybe Jinghua can get a reasonable engage here, sniping down one knight. But yeah, those Plumed Archers will die. Let's take a look. That seems like Paladin might be able to get some walls done. One stone wall, make that 2 stone walls, and yeah, now they're pretty much trapped. And yeah, beautiful move there, beautiful move. The TC should always focus now on the back Plumed Archers here, so that the front can easily get sniped by the knights. Let's take a look. Villager count 79 for Yo, 92 for Release. So he's indeed looking into a bit of the stronger situation. A second castle here for Paladin. Not 100% sure if that's the best choice. At the moment, Paladin's, that's his only TC. He's mainly relying on his now kind of running out fishing ship here in the middle. Price that Release isn't on the way to Imperial Age just yet. Let's take a look at his resources. He will be clicking up any second now, only missing some gold. Did stop villager production to trade 1 for 1 here in the mangonels. All reasonable. And oh, Pike is slinging the Max now. Interesting. Lux won the water, so that means the points will be inflated by the water win for the SYs. We'll have nice control here on the outside, even have the middle pond. So the only thing that actually is somewhat water control here is Billy still having his fish. but should be getting killed now by more and more of Mr. Yo coming in. As Wise leading in points, but I feel like a small advantage here for our Finns. Oh, big hit against Magnals here, but the Knights are getting quite a lot of damage here against 2 castles, having still no upgrades. And I think they're overextending here. Zupi, what are you doing with all your Knights? But seems like he can jump into the TC, into the castle, and therefore can heal again. All good for him. Release. Let's take a look. Is he going into Cavaliers? Yeah, as he should. And the question is, what is Jinghua going for? He's going for Cavaliers as well. The max up to on the way to Imperial Age. Adding a barracks, but that can be for thumping as well, going for an archery range. Interesting spot here. What is Yo doing? He is preparing the attack here at the left hand side. He has somewhat of the water control. Oh no, not really. Maybe we should ask Litz to send some villagers to build a market or a dock in the middle and do some galleons in the long run. Look at that, even trying to wall off here is Release. Does not want to get landed. Interesting stuff. Trying to buy himself or maybe his team a bit more time in that regard. The max. We'll go for mass plumed archers. And should easily win the trap war now against Paladin. But Jinghua should have traps out any second as well. Has his castle finished and shouldn't be focusing on too much else at the moment. Lux is now coming over with all his war galleys. Should snipe down Release. Not too much they can raid from the shoreline. But still, it's super annoying. And maybe, yeah, block some of the gold spots. Not too shabby at all. Big engagement. As we said before, that will be the spot where we see most of the action here. Right hand side between the starting positions of Paladin and Pike. Paladin still only 1 TC, 2 TCs, 3 TCs. It's going for market now. That's a bit surprising to me. He already has cartography. That means... We'll see. Max, next castle here. Beautiful against the woodline here of Paladin. Needs to pull those over. Not the biggest issue at this point, but still giving him quite a nice amount of map control. Release. Having a lot of army over here. And Zupi. Is he keeping up the production? I believe he should be looking into going to Imperial Age as well. And as we can see, he's going for the stone mining upgrade. So he will be switching into Tukanus here as well. Tukanus, Persian Paladins, and Plumed Archers will be the composition. On the other side we have Cavaliers. Mr. Yo probably going for the Paladins then as well. Lux still on water and no support to that. Maybe Camels would be an option now for either Lupi or Release, or maybe even Halberdiers for the max, since they will fight mainly Cavaliers, Paladin composition on the right hand side. Release is upgrading Paladins, maybe they can win it that way. Now Finland is having the lead, and if they win this game we go into the full distance and into the 5th game on Hideout. If we get into the scenario, let's take a look. Release 25% Paladin upgrade. Yo neck and neck, roughly 20%. First castle down here of the max, but he now has 5 traps out. We'll be building another castle. This one at the front will most likely go down as well. But then he still has 3, I believe. Where is this? Oh no, that was his first, right? Yeah. Okay, then he will go down to 2. Is he trying to take an engagement? No, not yet. Trying to go back. Maybe just wait for the Paladin upgrade and then take the big engagement. We see Zupi now trying to run around. Quick house walls. Are they happening? No! The Knights are squeezing in against all the traps. This castle probably still won't be safe. Plumed Archers now elite. Plumed Archers doing some damage, but not really taking the engagement. Zupi is sacrificing all his army here, and that's actually quite a reasonable spot because those traps were pretty costly, and those knights won't do too much in later engagements anyways. No, it needs to go down, needs to kill that, and that were 4 traps, and the Max now in a pretty nice spot here. Should be able to continue pushing. Release keeping that gate open from time to time, but it's from his teammate anyways. Leaked tributed actually something to Paladin. They are trying to get him back onto Imperial Age and maybe some Plumed Archers. He's having some Plumed Archers indeed. Now building more castles. Already lost 2 at the front here. Trying to rebuild them now, but he is... Oh, he's an Imperial Age. I completely missed that. How did that happen? Maybe they're getting him onto Elite Plumed Archers as well. Trying to slow down a bit. Maybe the big engagement here of Release. Paladins against Paladins. Some monks in the back of Release not getting into the fight just yet. Elite Plumed Archers of the Max not contributing too much in the fight. We see Zuppy joining the fight as well. Going for heavy camels. A bit early engagement if you ask me, just 30% of the camel upgrade, not a lot of units focusing here, and a beautiful concave here by the SY team. They are taking the better engagement when it comes to positioning, but I believe they're outnumbered. Look at that left hand side already breaking through. The Elite Plumed Archers just so much damage from behind. They have chemistry more as an upgrade. And a small hill advantage here. Paladins of Yo going down. Belize retreating though. They're trying to regroup a bit. As I said, maybe a bit of an early fight without the heavy camels. And I believe a very bad positioning here. Trying to get another castle up here. Left hand side. We can see some raidings around. But instantly shut down by Belize. Beautiful move here. The Max raining down from distance. Camels out now, and if those castles of Paladins are dying, and maybe they were a bit too offensive again, he needs to have those castles up to really get the damage on. Defense upgrades, not important at the moment. He is not taking any fights, like real fights, I attack you, you attack me. He is just sitting behind and needs to get the production of Yo running. But what is Jinghua doing at the moment? Looking at 6 military, what is Jinghua doing? Jinghua needs to get camels or anything. I have no idea what is... Let me go into the point of view of Jinghua. He's switching into Chukunus now, but that's just so weird. That's just the timing where he isn't producing any army. 5 traps for the Max. Those castles of Paladin will die. They will fall for sure. 3 traps already able to rain down on that castle. And if they're positioning over here, they can snipe down all the stables of either Jinghua or Yo. So many camels still out for Zuppy, and I like the transition there to go for heavy camels after they saw they will fight endless amount of Paladins. At the left hand side, still no push. 2 Mangonauts for the defense here. They could go for more raids. Release needs to put some Paladins here to patrol and to defend. But yeah, that's something that he will sacrifice. Okay, now trying to start the trade. Remember, guys, still, Lux is controlling the water. He's still only in Castle Age, so not the greatest control ever. But trying to build a dock now in the middle. And trying to be annoying as possible, trying to go for as much control as possible. Now, the trap 10 has started. 3 traps again, 3 traps. Where's the rest? Over here, the 2. And they're focusing down the back castle. At the same time, Yo slowly running out of his paladins. Release is pushing in, and this is looking better and better here for the Finns. I don't see any army from Jinghua. Only now the first elite Chukunus are coming in. Paladins now closing the distance here again. Fangchin. The traps at the left hand side getting sniped down by the trap sniper Zuppy in this game. Plumed Archers need to retreat further and further. Next castle down. That's the 3rd castle going down. The 4th one under a lot of pressure. Zuppy going for the siege workshop. Probably will add some onagers here. Indeed is getting the onager attack done. Game still running pretty laggy. Paladin can absolutely not lose any of his Plumed Archers now. He cannot really replace them. He is looking down at only 1 castle. Jinghua only at 2. And those are 2 people only producing units out of their castles. It's not really a great scenario. Plumed Archers so great at the moment. I believe the heavier camels can take the engagement here at the right-hand side as well. Yo not getting the numbers out. We can see Paladin and Jinghua trying to fall back and control this hill. It's looking very good for the Finns. The Pike now going into controlling this mid area. He is meanwhile on the already reaching Imperial Age. Looks only in Castle Age. And that means he even did sling all with only 60% the short time. Rocketry for Jinghua. Important upgrade, I agree. But they are only... yeah, they aren't even holding. And the moment Onaga's out, they have nothing. They had nothing. Yo, 21 military. Looks, 10. Jinghua, Fangton. All the army you can see over here. There's no raid anywhere else. You can see Zuppi. They're trying to control those gold spots over here. Another siege workshop. More bomber towers, and they are pushing in stronger and stronger. Now trying to go for the bomber tower defense here as well. Is Jinghua trying to get some gates up. They are starting the trade, so that's maybe something that is running for them. But the Finns still have so much map control. They're getting so many different gold spots all over the map. So we cannot really question if they should start trading now or not. They still have so many spots left here. Big problem is now that Yo is losing his stables as well. He needs to send more villagers and build more stables. Only having 5 stables here at this side. Not really getting up to the production. Jinghua getting 3 castles done. They're controlling this area quite nicely. I believe Felice is overextending a bit there. He thinks the Daemon is retreating. So many bombard towers out. More traps coming forward. Crawling forward. Bomber towers going down left and right. Nice Onager shot here against the Tukunus. Needs to retreat. That was a lot of damage even against the Paladins. Plumed Archers. Let's take a look. 96 military here by the max. Going completely ham. Going for the stone upgrade now. Not really important at that point, but they are playing this beautifully. Perfect push here, release. I will still believe he's overextending. Maybe he is having too much army. Let me take a look. Is there any raidings? Not really. They're controlling all this area still. At the same time, we now see Pike running around, and he is trying to control the middle area. And then it's getting tough. If they can get bombard cannons on the middle water, that basically has to be the game. Release now completely out of paladins. Overextending, like I said before. 45 military. Not 100% sure where they are. Most of them are on the way to the front again. The max. 5 traps out. More bomber towers here by Zuppi, and that's just unbreakable. Unbreakable here with only paladins. Now paladins running to the front. Look at that. Only 10 paladins to kill what? 2 onagers? That's not really the trade you want to have. 2 onagers. If you snipe like 3-4 traps, I can understand how much time you are buying yourself. Paladin is doing good job. So missing the last defense upgrade. Another good onager shot. Getting some Tukunus and wounding so many more. Traps. Trying to sneak around against those castles here. We can still see Release at the front, buffering quite a bit. And the max, he's just producing so many traps at the moment. Release was preparing the push on the left-hand side. That was the thing why he was so low in pop. But only, there were like 4 rams is getting pushed down. Even an elephant there is the defense. Nice choice, if you ask me. And Release is being annoying, and therefore Yo cannot really help on the right-hand side as well. SY team 170, the rest around 120. All the Finns over 150. Zuppi the lowest of 155, but his main contribution is the bomber tower at the moment. Paladins here at the front. So many traps by the max. Look at that. That looks like 9-10 traps at the moment. And that's another castles going down here. It feels like already 10 castles down here for the Chinese guys, and it's getting slimmer and slimmer. Still one of the starting markets. Oh yeah, because we can see Pike coming around, and he will be so annoying with all his looks. He's controlling the middle water. controlling the trade here, but the push in the middle is just the most important thing. I'm a bit surprised that SY are still in this game, but they want to fight it down. They want to go to the offline finals. They want to go to the winner bracket finals first. They don't want to go into game number 5 against a very scary looking Finnish team here when it comes to late Imperial scenarios. Zupi now going for Thumbring, not 100% sure what that's all about. Maybe he's switching into Chuku News as well. I think the Plumed Archers of the Max doing a great job. Tinghua trying to hold, but his military amount is dropping down to 16. Yo at 6 at the moment. Fang Chin, the only guy who's really getting up the numbers. He is having a nice amount of castles all game long, although he lost so much. Yo now going for the Halberdier defense on the left hand side. Seems like he completely ran out of gold. Trade cards got intercepted as well. Halberdier is now being tagged. That's the only defense option that he can still have. Take a look. No oranges for now for Zupi, but the push just continues. Not 100% sure what Fang Chin is trying to do here. Using a lot of plumed archers here without really fighting properly. And that has to be the game. I'm still not sure why they're continuing. Yeah, they're maybe having a chance to fight on the left hand side. Yes, they can still lose a lot of ground on the right hand side, but they don't control the water. They somewhat control the middle. That's good for them. Pike is trying to build a fleet here. And yeah, Paladin is up to a nice amount of plumed archers, but they have to know that all their enemies are on pop 200 and it's only going back for them. Another castle here for the Max, and the rain down of those traps continue. Look at that. There's just no chance, and they're killing that so fast. Normally you want to have rams, and if you have the army advantage and clear buildings fast, but with 10 traps you don't need rams. Max pushing at the right hand side now. Another castle, and they are completely killing that trade any second now. Jinghua still, is he even trading? 0 trade for him. Paladin 0 trade, and now pushing in is the Max, is Zupi, and is Vili. Not a lot of buffer here in front of Paladin. Yeah, he's having a lot of elite plumed archers there on the hill, having all the upgrades, so that's good for him. Seems like even another castle is in preparation here for the Max, and Paladin is taking a cost-efficient fight, but without any buffer. That has to be the GG. We are going to distance here. Finland against SY. The score is 2-2. What a clutch series here. And now we are going into Hideout, getting the complete treat. Oh. Yo's KD was just so bad there. That's a bit surprising to me. But yeah, had to be in the front. Belize KD not too convincing either. And he got some raids in. Trade actually looks being set up. Let's take a look. Yo had 23, so that wasn't too bad. But going Paladins only, he maybe even needed more than that. And I was running completely dry on gold. Especially because they lost so much ground on the water there. 5th game coming up pretty soon, guys. I'm super happy that yeah, you're around. What a series indeed. Winland. After this game, we instantly will jump into Canada versus Frantic. Probably we'll miss the Arabia game and jump into the home map. What a great day to be an AOC fan. Maybe they should organize the finals in Helsinki. That should limit travel costs. Not that sure, mate. Starting the next game, 4:30 Spec delay again. Not 100% sure if that's necessary on Hideout, but happens. Whoa. Clutch series. Hey, Red Dead Killer 96. Didn't MBL say on Talk of the Empire that Chinese would be stronger than Finns on Nomad? That's what MBL said. And that's why he won't get invited again. So incredibly tough to do the right decision making there on Nomad. You're getting into so many scenarios that you've never been in before. Yeah. Pike left the game. Maybe Roomstock coming back for Hideout. Let's hope Frantic in Canada playing an incredible first game on Arabia. A very long one. So that we can jump into game number 2 and get the rest of the series. But that basically means it's very unlikely that we can show those games. Trying to fix the schedule a bit. Yeah, I believe that makes more sense now. So much on the line in one single game. Wishing Roomstock good luck again. He won't play. It will be Pike. Hey, Kigo. Stream Canada? No, I won't. go away for game 5. I'll directly jump into Canada after that. Delay seems too long. Yeah, it is pretty ugly, but not much we can do about that. 4 minutes now. You just have to remember like how much on the line. How much there is on the line for both teams. Both want to go to China. Super prestigious event. Lots of money. Incredible amount of viewers in China. So if you ever go for a lot of spec delay, I believe now it's okay. I allow it. Well, 4:30. The question is if that isn't too long. No more restarts possible. Okay, guys, posted civilizations, please. Will be interesting. What do we want to see here on Hideout? Spanish, Aztecs, Mayans, Mongols? Maybe Celts? Not 100% sure how good Celts are. Goth won't be picked. I believe like Spanish, Aztecs, Mayans, Mongols aren't bad. Yeah. Would be reasonable. This should be the version without Palisades, right? I think so. The Palisade version is only on HD. Right? No, now they have it from HD. Yeah, it has to be the Palisades. But we can see. It will be the deciding game of SY against Finland, guys. Oh. And it is without Palisades. Mr. Yo playing the Mongols. We have as his pocket Mayans Paladin. Jinghua playing the Huns. And Spanish for looks. On the other side, Vilis playing the Mayans. And Pike, who cannot really get attacked. Look at how his spot is designed here. That would be a perfect sling spot. And then we have Zupi with the Mongols. And the Max with Aztecs. So we can see the Finns going with the same civ composition I would have went for. And we see the Huns here for SY. I already hearing a boar. Oh yeah. Villies stealing off of Lux. Short distance Spanish. But the reseal is real. Pike may be trying to defend against that now. Okay. Was successful and that denied. Perfect start so far for the Finns. Lux map is pretty awkward. Well, that's not an area with a lot of farms. And yeah, that looks like a weird hideout version to me as well. Defensive stone, his goal is very, like that goal is very open, but he can still go for that one. Dude. Okay, So the question will be, what will the teams go for? Max and Yo could actually even decide to build a tower here. Maybe a tower over here. Let's count the trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's where the tower ends without range, with one range, with 2 range. So he is blocking that line. So yeah, it won't be too efficient. The tower and imp could do something, but then it can easily get trapped down as well. So I would be surprised if we see one. Oh, sorry. Wait, excuse me, guys. Max being aggressive now against Yo. Let's see, 1 hit against the villager. Maybe can block the boar, and the boar is going back. It's looking so. Ooh, the Max running into the volley there. Looking pretty damn good here for the Finns. Ooh. Yo taking some more damage. Why is the Max going back? He still has 14 HP. That's so much in this scenario. Maybe he thinks it's not a lot, but it could have been very annoying here still. Let's take a look. Zuppy, will he try to go for another lane? 1 hit is guaranteed. 2 hits, not really blocking the boar. And yeah, Yo will get it. Okay, will we see anything aggressive here in Feudal Age? Max is pushing his deer, so that's all good. And for the house for 20. Nothing too special here by any of the players. No one knows the will yet. Paladin actually not a villa ahead. Although a lot of other people already have loom as well. Or do they? Yo. Oh no, everyone in, without loom so far. That makes sense then. Okay. Oof. Still. Very intense game here. So incredibly much on the line. Yo only 3 on wood looks promising. Yeah, he's now sending 4th and 5th one. But that will be pop 21 aggression. For sure. Question is, will it be M&As against an ad stack? Not really. Will it be a tower, an archer defense? Maybe. Scouts? Not really. Needs to get some walls up. Or the Max will get in there with 5 militia. The distance to TC is pretty close, so you can always have some good walls for sure. He's going for the archer defense now. But needs to get the walls done. Where did Yo scout? He did see the barracks. Should be aware. And is seeing the sneak... Oh no, that's a wall. Okay. I thought for a moment that was a sneak villager. Oh, he's going for the M&A defense. That's a bit surprising to me. Against... Oh... And he will lose a lot of mining time over here. Well, leave the Max is in a pretty good spot. 2 militia out now, getting some damage down without any fight back here. Down to 20 HP, 16 HP. Will not go down, but still. And now Yo wants to go aggressively, and this might be walled off, especially if the Max sees this now. And he can maybe send in his second villager over here. Let's see, this one needs to speed wall. He's just trying to get through. That's so deadly here. The Max sending over all his. Let's see if the speed wall can finish this. The Max now right hand side, now top. And he got the wall done. Sick move. And Yo wanted to go for the aggression. Might kill the scout now as well. And that's looking so promising here for the Max. Is fighting down in no man's land. 1 villager will go down for sure here if he focuses that correctly. And indeed he does. It's looking very good for the Max. Yeah, he will lose all his trash, but Yo's aggression will just fail. He's now building an aggressive tower. His pocket will be Zuppy. He is upping with the stable lurks at the same time. He's going with the aggressive tower and M&A as well against Release, who I completely didn't show you guys. 12 uptime. did I see only one dead unit, so he didn't even rush. He was trying to play it fast castle as well. Yo will get in eventually. They will play it super aggressively. The Max, I believe he needs to give that up. He's still Dark Age and is not clicking up yet. I believe he needs to fall back, needs to push some deer, needs to wall some. And it's easy to wall only that area. Zupi can wall himself quite easily. And then with Knights, they can clear this up. It's not like Paladin will come over and put a lot of aggression onto them with a lot of Knights as well. Belize now needs to quickly wall this and is getting it done. Beautiful move here. And remember, Pike has such a great spot. He can easily wall himself. It's not like Lux can say, okay, I cannot do something against the flank. I can easily go to the pocket player and do the damage there. Maybe that could be the most romantic love story of all time. They're chopping through here and combine bases again. Oh, the Mac actually finished those second layer walls. Yeah, buying himself even more time. And Pike scouting at a beautiful position. Oh, actually, he might miss those M&A. But still should be super aware of that. Maybe Zupi has the scout at the perfect position as well. So he will see the M&A coming in pretty early. Oh. They're doing all the right steps. The Finns here. Max holding and holding. Trying to build more and more walls. As you can see, trying to get more palisade wall behind that. Remember guys, they only have 200 HP compared to 250 without the mod. So Yo is getting through a bit more easy, but if he's fighting down a house, it's the same. Pike now trying to attack the villager, but needs to go back. Too much army around. Maybe they could wall Pike. That would be an easy option now as well. Pike is actually going for a spearman here. Lux walling behind that. A move that I like a lot. Jinghua, I believe he should just boom. Not much he can do. And I believe maybe Paladin should do the same. Well, it doesn't hurt to build a castle. And yeah, do something with the plumed archers. Seems like eventually Yo will come in, but 2 gates up here. They have less HP as well. Should build another gate here. And indeed he will start that. The Max! Solid play by him. Nice defense. Completely, yeah, deflecting the aggression here. What is he going for? Is he, yeah, he's playing it double archery range as well. And now he can actually just push the middle here against 2. And he is doing that, exactly. What a great move. I can see everything and I, yeah, only realized that 2 seconds before him. And now that will be so deadly. He can get fletching pretty soon as well. Will kill at least 1 villager. At the same time, the aggress here against Pike. He was requesting some help of Zupi, who actually even built a scout. 2 spearmen out. Velise is coming with some archers. Should focus down that villager. He's right clicking on the palisade wall though. And they cleared this up quite beautifully. Lux completely losing his forward. Everyone is fine. We see Velise being walled. We see now that side being walled. But here, Max is able to maybe do some damage. Paladin actually building the castle quite offensively. Probably wanted to build it over here, but then got the memo and Yo said, maybe we rethink that situation. And you better build the castle a bit more defensively, protecting me. And I think at a reasonable spot. I believe over here would have been very risky. And yeah, over here would have been a bit better, but that's obviously super tough to see from time to time. And let's take a look. Lurk, still 2 villagers out. Is repairing the tower. I think I would have just tried to split them and pray that 1 villager is getting a sneak done or something. Jinghua actually built 2 knights. I believe that's 2 more knights than necessary. They won't do anything. Neither against Release, nor against Pike. I'd be very surprised if he gets a single kill in. Oh, that villager of Release actually going down quite heavily. 6 HP here, only 2 more volleys. At the same time, now Zopi with some knights here at the front. And the scouts trying to run under the tower. Defensive tower of Yo did not go up. And now Jinghua's knights at the other side. Yeah, 1 down. Without doing anything. Yo trying to get another tower up. And Yo looking into a tough spot against the Max. Can Finland maybe do this? After underwhelming performance so far in the group stage before that, they are now in a pretty good spot, I would say. Should be ahead against Lux and should be ahead against Mr. Yo. Hideout obviously known for an easy to wall map. Yo trying to get a gate now up at the front, but that means 2 more dead villagers for him. Ay, look at that. 36 villagers. At the other side we have Lux at 34, Paladin out of the pocket 38. Zopi, for example, at 48 here, going for the 3 TC boom with our strong Mongols. And if he can get onto the Steadily army with elite Mango Dice, maybe even Onagers, that would just be the GG moment for them. Ay. Of course Finland can do it. Go. We'll see about that. Okay, Max continues to push in. No botcan arrow for him so far. Getting the stone walls up. Oh, not sure if the Zombie really wants to go in there. TC, Castle, and Plumed Archers. Pike, they kind of wanted to see how they would do, but now thinking better of it and going back. They have all the aggression at the moment. Yo up to Castle Age, or clicked up to Castle Age. Lux 90%. Same time, we have Release looking at a strong 3 TC boom. He's going for some crazy walls now, not 100% sure. Why? Probably want to be safe against the upcoming Conquistadors. He has such a nice amount of crossbows already. Especially with Mayans, I believe like a crossbow defense would have done something. Lux will try to follow it up with the Conquistadors. Let's see how he will be able to do that. Elise now coming over from the other side. Trying to contest that. Pike, 4th CC now. Oh, that's actually a gold spot of Elise, I believe. Oh yeah, look at that. Elise had only his main gold spot. And that's his outside spot. And Pike has 1 small, 1 big, 2 small, 3 small. So one of those gold spots is actually Release's one. Probably that one, I would say. It's a bit of a bug version. But since they're teammates, it's all good. Hey, it can't be open in early Imperial versus Xinhua. He can't be open. Well, shouldn't Pike's boom be as good as Xinghua's? He can defend in quite tight areas, right? Should be getting up the castles as well. But I can see. They're ahead. Why risk it? Yo trying to defend his town center now. With the siege workshop. Trying to get the advantage there on the Mangonel dance. But TC only at 1.5k HP at the moment. Getting an outpost now. And Jinghua losing another knight. From the archers, maybe getting some damage in. Oh, yep. Losing some HP. Yo saving his TC though. At least for now. 1 is free for him. Another TC. Feels safe with his 2 towers. Maybe the Mangonels could have focused on the towers first. Sanctity for the max. I think Redemption would have been a bit of a better upgrade, but happens. Okay, Conquistadors. Now, kind of as expected, they will get in there with the Petards together, but I believe the numbers aren't as high as they need to be to really do the damage here. Oh, it seems like floating a lot of wood. And I don't see a university, so no ballistics this far. Jinghua actually going for quite a lot of army here in Castle Age. Max is trying to go in for the converts, Mangonel shots against the plumed archers of Paladin. Good, adding at least one good volley in, make that indeed one good volley. Raiding 1-for-1 Mangonels there at the top. Crossbows out, Jinghua seems to be clearing that up. Having Bloodlines, having the +2 and the plumed archers. SY is holding strong here at the left-hand side. Plumed archers clearing everything up. Mangonel shot. Getting some plumed archers, getting more plumed archers. Patrol not really working. Let's take a look. Maybe even another shot. No, not really. All the Knights of Jinghua died as well though. And Zupi is transitioning into the Imperial Age and into Mangodice. Only has 7 villages on stone. That's not as much as I would have loved to see. But I cannot get everything. Everything. Pike on the way to Imp. Jinghua with his castle aggression. Walls won't hold. I believe that farm could have been deleted and built a mining camp there. Would have been a bit better. We need a lot of knights ASAP here by Pike to help out at Vili's side. Okay. Trying to get more service area. Yo winning the Mangonel trade against the Max here. Poof. Look, Release needs to fall back, cannot fight against those deadly knights here, is falling back. Looks actually sneaked through with some conquistadors. Release line formation now. And is getting the defensive castle up if Lux wasn't blocking it. Maybe could even delete that house to get more villagers working on it. Is somewhat wall to the left hand side, but not a lot of important resources there anyways. And trying to save this entrance here at the right hand side. At the same time, the Max trying to keep up his aggression. Paladin up, Jinghua up. The flanks still all in Castle Age. This game will be decided how well the pockets will play and how good their boom was. Elise on the way to Imperial Age as the first flank here. Maybe some Arbalists could help out. Didn't reset that farm, actually he did. But now should transition into that one. And into Plumed Archers, obviously. Maybe get to convert here. Nope, not really. Okay. Same head fight at the moment. Licking your wounds. More aggression left hand side for the SYs. Right hand side, I believe. They're just trying to buy more time. Max on the way to Imperial Age. Zupi just waiting for Elite Mango Dice. Yo, looking at 65 villagers, only looks at 63. On the other side, we have Release the lowest with 80. The pockets already boomed out. The Max only at 100, but in all honesty, if you add Saxon going Monks and SO, that's okay. SO tech will be late, but that happens. Cavaliers now going to the front. Jinghua going for coinage. That's not really the upgrade you need to have to get a lot of knights out here. Early on, getting that Mangonel without any losses. And now they're, forcing the issue here. Elise continuing to push, and they are pushing before Elise is even Imperial Age. So that's only off the back of Pike here, who's now taking the engagement against Jinghua. I believe that should be a bit better for the SY guys, because they have the better numbers, and it's pretty nice to fight against a Malian's player just shortly before he reaches Imperial Age. I believe Pike should have needed to retreat. We see both coming in with the Paladin upgrade now, sending villagers here to the front, but Vilis needs to retreat. That has to be the better fight here for the SY guys, especially because the Conquistadors are still doing so much damage compared to only some plumed archers here in still Castle Age. Paladin continuing with his push here on the outside. Yo is trying to set himself up, but they both will have ranged units against a team who goes for elite mango dice and one player going for Onage attack. Trade will be set up. That's obviously the beauty of this map. The trade will just be so uninterrupted. You have endless amount of free area and triple conversion here. Even walling that area, setting themselves up beautifully for the late game. Lurks on the way to Imperial Age now as well, so it's only Mr. Yo lacking. 81 villagers, he really needs to catch up. Had so much trouble getting the double, maybe even the triple in earlier on. Has only one castle, is heavily under pressure now. Those two traps trying to do the damage from the archers. They're around to snipe the trap down. I believe the castle will live. Nice attempt, but beautifully shut down by the SYs. So very intense game. Paladin's now over here again. I will decrease the game speed a bit. +4 already out for Jinghua, for Pike coming in. Release. Not the right amount of number of plumed archers here. Would love to see off of him. Again, one off too much. Paladin now pushing as a one-man show. But Onage is now out. Maybe you can see the big shot that Max is hoping for. Trying to zone out. Only 8 range here against the 8 range of Paladin. He should be seeing that. Let's take a look. One Magno shot. Onage shot misses. Second one hits reasonably well the middle. Trying to get the converts in now. 4 converts. Same time, still no engagement. Release. He needs to get up to Imperial Age. Or needs to get up to plumed archers. Pretty dicey situation over here. Pretty dicey situation here in the south as well. Mongo Mangonels of Mr. Yo, not really what you need. Mango is now pushing in Onagers, trying to get the damage done against Paladin. Let's take a look. So some knights here at the front of Zupi, not 100% sure if they were from Castle Age or maybe no, they have to be from Castle Age. So many monks now from the long distance converting those plumed archers, and suddenly Paladin, looking at only 40 military here, will lose all his traps. So many plumed archers at the front will go down. Onage shot maybe into that, is focusing down on the traps for now. Plumed archers will go down anyways. Big shot is looking very good here for Zupi and the Max at that side. Other side at the same moment. They're trying to wall, trying to buy themselves more time. We see Conquistadors tag for Lux, and he will stay on that. And only Paladins here for Jinghua. Whew. Lots of Paladins for Pike. Let's take a look. He is looking at a strong 64 military, 56 for Jinghua. Beautiful surround here. Great engagement for Pike. Exactly what they need. Fighting in range of all their castles as well. Elite plumed archers now getting the damage done. And Jinghua needs to retreat so far, and it's getting so much hits while retreating. It's going on the hill, but the numbers are just so bad for them. Castle probably will go down at the same time. No engagement over here. Only the traps. And we can see Release now in the back doing so much more damage. The amount of Paladins was just superior for Pike, and they are pushing in. It's looking good at both sides for Finland to take it off SY here. Mango Die still trying to push. So many traps going down. Onagers out now though. Paladin will have nothing. Yo needs to go on to Onagers himself. Paladin is actually attacking onto Eagle Warriors. Probably a good option. The Max going for Theocracy. Wants to micro last in late Imperial Age. Ooh. At least has the army he is looking for. So does Pike. And now even Mango Dice coming over. How did he afford those Mango Dice to come over? Now we only need the Max coming over with some siege workshops. Maybe he's sending some villagers. Not yet. The love story is perfect, by the way. It's perfect. And then we had all 4 players there. If the Max would send over some onagers. He's still only going for monks and SO. Jinghua trying to help out the right hand side now. If they win, they are confirmed in top 2. No, they are confirmed to be top 6. That's the only thing. But they only need one more win to get to the top 4. So that's a sweetie for them. SO missing here now, or Rams. They now have endless amount of army over here, but they're at the same time pushing at the right hand side. Oh. Such a deadly army here at the hill. I cannot really see how they can engage this unless they get endless amount of paladins. But if Jinghua is getting so much at the right hand side, they're lacking endless amount of paladins here at the top. Now going in so many Mango Dice, actually doing reasonable amount of damage against the walls. Some traps from the back here as well. Looks still without the elite upgrade. He is switching on to paladins himself. More moment to wait. Wow, 65 paladins again for Pike. 80 Mango Dice for Zoppy. On the other side we have Jinghua and Ancient with the nice armies, but the flanks just so far behind. Yo lost 1 castle. He is at 3 castles, yes, but his Mango Dice amount not where we want to see it. Looks at the same time, only Conquistadors did switch onto Paladins now, but it will be double Paladins. Now the push is coming in. Lux might lose everything, and therefore they might lose the game and their chances to go to China coming from the winner bracket. Paladins all over the place here by Pike pushing in. We need Mango Dice as well. Mango Dice in the right position. And what? Smashing everything down of Jinghua. We can see Lux is trying to regroup and go in at the same time. The Paladins are lacking at the right hand side. All the Plumed Archers are coming over. Therefore, maybe a hold is possible here. But so much production, and we can see Bomber Towers now being sent in. The offensive goal spot of Lux really hurting him now. He cannot really get anything going. Trade amount looks okayish, I would say, but not good enough to completely forget about all your normal gold spot. Eagle Warriors now sniping those SO, but the monks should be able to defend. Enough Mango Dice out as well. The big engagement here, Jinghua trying to go in. Let's take a look if how many hits Jinghua will take here from all the SO. Sophie, beautiful positioning on the hill. SO should be attacking now, if you ask me. Or on the Mango Dice and on the Paladins. Maybe Jinghua can get something done if the converts aren't great, but if he converts like 6-7 Paladins, it would all be held. But let's take a look. Pikeman now without a single upgrade. I believe the second group of Paladins should be able to clear this up. Not a lot of upgrades, conversions I mean, for the Max. More Siege Workshop, but they will go down, and this is a perfect clear up here. SY holding the right hand side. Let's give us an update on the left hand side. Beautiful move here by Jinghua. That's not looking too great for them here. Looks completely down. completely in his production is the Finnish team, and they are pushing in further and further. Trying to hold the choke area is a good idea if you have a lot of ranged units. But Mangoda is now coming around at the side. Pike just producing in like a madman. Billy still lacking some defense upgrade, but trying to catch up now. Paladin overextending a bit there, not 100% sure how he wants to take that engagement against all those Paladins here at the front, and the Mangodites is trying to retreat. Conquistadors beautifully controlled by Lux, but he is not getting the army amounts out. It feels like 3 armies against 4 armies at this very point. But actually, Lux has more army than Jinghua and Yo, at least some seconds ago. Yo, and now they push the right hand side beautifully. But what are they doing with that? Nothing. They don't have any siege. They need to completely go to the left hand side, and the bomber towers are pushing in here. Finland is pushing in strong. They are continuing this. So many paladins adding more sables. Beautiful move by Pike here, trying to shorten the reinforcement. Whereas Lux is retreating. The Max trying to go for a new unit here for the hold, is preparing to go for +8 pikemen. Zopi, together with Belize, controlling that hill. More bomber towers will come up, I'm pretty sure. Pike raiding all over the place. We can see the base of Lux completely destroyed, and those 20 villagers can go down, yeah, without any problems if he just sends 1 paladin over. But more important is the push here. They are roughly 1.5 screens away from the trade. The trade looks not very impressive, but that's because it's so damn clean here. Jinghua asking for gold. Well, the trade isn't as good as they want it to be. Some outposts now here. They don't want to get... never seen an outpost with 605 HP. They don't want to get cut surprised by the middle. And Yo is actually preparing exactly that. Will be spotted by the Max though, and they can get in with all their army. Maybe they can try and get it back. Maybe they can do the miracle hold here with Yo and all his mango dice. All the players now here for the defense. It's only the Max missing on this part of the screen here. 7 players in 1 screen, big engagement. There's no siege so far by the SYs. That's a big problem. Paladins are in great numbers here for Jinghua, and Lux trying to get more bomber towers up is Pike. It feels like they can be stopped on this side. At the same time, Zopi is beautifully shutting that down after nice walls of the Max. The raid or the defense is looking pretty strong. Not a lot of paladins out here by Pike. Let's take a look. 33 military only for him. That's by far the lowest for his whole team. Where are the rams? Where are the traps? Where's anything to clear up those towers? They have the army advantage now. At the same time, the raid looks pretty clear. And they are pushing this back beautifully here. Bombered cannons, or bomber towers, though, still doing so much damage. And now they're slowly running out of paladins. If they only had 5 traps around, they could do so much more. Okay, what is Yo doing over here? Patrolling. Jinghua, they are setting up somewhat of an army, but we'll be safe. But still, the experience of the Finns. They need to control this area, and then they have a pretty nice shot of always getting into the trade. It's impossible to wall all this area. We can see Paladin and Lux trying to do that though. More SO coming out for Mr. Yo. And now Paladin. Yeah, he cannot really see any army that contests him, but all the towers are just doing so much damage here. What is Mr. Yo really able to do? Not too much. Trying to get more and more wards up. Beautiful move there, trying to deny that. Maybe they should even consider trying to go for a cut themselves. But why would they? If only they continue the push here and they get everything done. Now SO for the Max on the side. So finally we can get a full 8-player team fight here. Not sure how many of the bomber towers actually went down in that engagement. But the number is still staying strong. Spotting that wood line. Yeah, and you need a single unit there, and you would be totally fine. Trying to debate all the paladins now towards more of the archers. Jinghua. Why is Jinghua at pop 100? What? What? I completely didn't see that. And neither did Jinghua, as it seems. Jinghua, 39 villagers. Probably during that big battle over here, he lost everything and didn't get any sling up. Looks at 120, I can understand that, but why is Jinghua at pop 110? Completely did not see that. And that was maybe one of the reasons why he was able to go for so many paladins there, but now cannot really replenish them. 38 villagers, 38 trade cards. Yo, now going for SO as well. So is Zuppy. Elite Jaguars, again, I have to question why he's going for that. But he wants to. There's so many arrows around, and the problem is, yeah, if SY wins this engagement here, they're running into towers. If the Finns win this, they're running into the trade and ending the game. So it's still, SY needs to hold this area if they still want to keep their chances of alive, of staying into the winner bracket finals here. Oh, what a tough engagement for them. It's looking good again. Pike not really getting onto the paladin amounts. What is this? 42 military. I'm surprised. Where are all those? He's still producing from at home. That's so bad, mate. That takes him so much time, and therefore not all the paladins are really fighting. He needed to produce only out of those stables here at the front. Would be so much better. Even if you queue up like 3 or 4 in one stable here, that's better than producing from home. But can they really push? They're going for more SO. SY seems like they can stabilize here. Jinghua only at 18 military though. They should not overextend. They should focus on getting back to pop before they can focus on pushing. Next push here. Let's go into that's the point of view of the Finns. I can see the cut. Beautiful defense here. Mr. Yo really keeping his team in the game. So is Paladin. Jinghua, pop 112. Look at that. His eco is just in shambles. Only now trying to get back on his own woodline. Interesting walls all over the map here by Paladin. I like that a lot. Just wants to be safe to not get cut through. Another big engagement here. Jinghua is keeping up his Paladin amounts. He's doing a great job with that, although his eco is just so incredibly low. Now trade card numbers up to 52. He is slowly crawling back onto higher numbers, but it's more important to hold than to actually push. At the same time, we see, since Yo is completely on the left-hand side, some struggles at the right-hand side. Yo is still looking at forecasted, so that's all reasonable for now. And SO obviously helps out with the defense here. But Pike finally getting the Paladin numbers they want to have here at the front. And I don't really see any more defense here. Military count reasonable for Paladin. The rest should be so much higher here. Looks at 11. Jinghua at 14 against an incredible amount of pop. Endless, look at that. That's nearly popped 300 military here for the Finns, and they're pushing everywhere. And you cannot tell me that that could be a game changer in this game here. Just having some random eager warriors around, and those traps will go down easily. Mangoda is not enough to protect those SOs here at the front. And now the push-in is starting here into the trade. We're only one screen away from the GG moment here. Pike is pushing in. We see Release continuing as well. More bomber towers. Zupi and the Max are lacking a bit, if you ask me. Zupi is now realizing that and is pushing in. I don't really see any big numbers here of looks when it comes to Paladins. Trying to produce some over here. He isn't having the greatest bomber tower defense either. Pike is pushing in more bomber towers and he's producing them with one villager each. So all of them will get up a bit faster. Trying to get the defensive bomber towers up is now looks, but that is not really happening. Zupi's in the trade in the middle? No, I don't see that. My bad. Sorry guys if that happened. Not really. Not really. Okay, let's continue focusing over here, because that probably has to be the GG moment here. All the trade cards so exposed. Bomber towers, not the important one, not going up. Trying to get some at the side. Mangodays are pushing in. Release, they are not even trying to suicide in. They know if they push it slowly, they will win it. And SY is losing to Finland 3-2 after an incredible series. And guys, we will directly jump into the other series, because Nations Cup Day has only started for us. And we will just quickly jump through all the stats here. I don't even need to show you the GG of all the players. And yeah, Pike getting so many kills up, and so that's not really what we wanted to have. And yeah, achievements. Oof. And incredible job by them. Hideout, one of my favorite maps. Regicide Fortress was epic as well. And let's jump into Canada Frantic and